people are confused as to which side to take.
I mean, like which side take between US or China?
Where do you see this dynamic heading in the next 10 to 20 years?
I would wish Malaysia to diversify our, in terms of like trade partners. US, we are too reliant on their security cooperation. While China, it's all the fundings, all the investments. Okay, you do that, but at the same time, you bring your own resources, your own state institutions to diversify. Go and find other partners. There's like the entire global south to find, like Africa, South America, and then India, and then South Asia.
But don't you think China, they throw price a lot in order to win over the bid? All right, welcome back to Yamcha Sessions. Today we have Harrelson, a geopolitical analyst.
Yeah, one of the 5 geopolitical analysts in Malaysia.
I think the only geopolitical analyst I know.
Exactly.
In fact, I can humbly say I didn't even know what a geopolitical analyst was until I had to like Google it. Actually, no, I had to put it in my thought. I'm a geopolitics. Okay, so geography, politics. Okay.
Oh, it's an honor then.
Yeah. It's very rare. What we try to do is we try to get on people with like niche
Very
interests.
niche, I would say.
Well, the thing is, in other countries, not necessarily that niche. A lot of people have views on geopolitics.
True.
But as a professionally or something more serious, right? Like, most parents be like, yeah, but can you put food on the table?
Yeah.
And to preface, can I say your age?
Yep, no problem.
22.
Same.
You are 13 years my junior.
13 years.
Yeah, I'm 33 this year.
That's not that old.
I know, but it sounds old when I put it like that, right? It's like I'm a whole zodiac cycle away.
So you are born the year
I'm a monkey. You are a
sheep. Or lamb.
Yeah, same as my wife.
Damn.
It is wild, man. How I don't know. It's crazy. This podcast is almost 6-7 years now.
Oh, 6-7 years.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Pre-pandemic, right?
Yeah, 2019 I started this podcast. Yeah, man.
Damn,
So,
2019 doesn't even sound that far ago.
I know, right?
Yeah, it doesn't feel that far ago.
Yeah.
We have like a time skip with COVID, right?
Actually, COVID, I still did every year, maybe like 20
No, it feels
episodes.
like a time skip.
It does feel like a time skip. Yeah, it feels like Avengers Endgame. People got snapped away.
Yeah.
I digress. So MJ basically got your Twitter and he was like, bro, you should get this guy on.
Yeah.
And like, first of all, I don't know what a geopolitical analyst does, but sure, man, I'm keen to learn.
If you don't mind me asking, how did you even come across my...
Oh, because I follow geopolitics. Right?
Oh.
So I know the discourse, and not just like global. I mean local as well a little bit. So because I always want to know what is our reaction to things going around the world, right?
It's so strange how it's so niche, but yet so crucial if you think about it, because we are so interdependent on other countries for so many things. Whether it's... Did you lower my... Oh.
Yeah, like because geopolitics is one of those things where it's a very first world kind of profession. Right?
When people are talking about geopolitics, right, they only think of, okay, this guy is doing things to me that I don't like, so it's going to be bad for me. But there's like other factors at play that if I did something wrong to him, something else going to affect me.
Yeah.
So there's like too many factors at play. So geopolitics is like very niche,
And is that what you're studying now in
no, it's like only 10% of what I'm doing as a geopolitical analyst. So it's like, sometimes I felt like I'm wasting my energy on something totally different. And it's very exhausting.
Right.
Yeah.
Can I turn back time and ask, right, what possessed you to get into this such a niche field? Or was there some form of like period in your life where you felt like this was something that was very compelling to you? Is there some element?
Yeah, it is. During the pandemic, during the pandemic, it's like, oh, damn, this country is doing this to address this issue. This country is doing that to address that issue. And when I look at Malaysia, it's like, okay, we are doing something that also affects not just Malaysians, but also foreigners also. And then at some point of time, I was like, okay, Malaysian Foreign Ministry, we have did a lot of different things in the past, like in Bosnia during Mahathir's time. And I was like, okay, this is a very weird place to dive into, but I just dive straight into it.
So can you just elaborate what happened during the 2M time in Bosnia?
Okay, so Bosnia, right, back then when it was trying to separate itself from Yugoslavia during the fall of Yugoslavia, there was a lot of genocide going on by the Serbs, Serbian forces towards the minorities of the Bosnian Serbs. No, no, not Bosnian Serbs. I mean Serbian Bosniaks.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how was Tun M involved in this?
Basically because it's like an Islamic country, so it justifies our actions. We have a moral, how to say, more authority to get involved, and then we are involving through the side, through UN.
Whoa.
Through UN, yeah.
Wait. So basically, he wanted to be involved in this because of a moral obligation in a way, lah.
In a way.
Wow. But strange, this Israel-Palestine thing, although I don't know whether I should be mentioning this on the podcast, lah, right? We don't exactly join pakat together to assist, right? Don't you think?
That one is very situational, like based on the circumstances. Because during Bosnia, it allows us, the country that supported Serbia, right, or Yugoslavia, it's during the height of the Cold War. So USSR is like collapsing.
Uh-huh.
So there's like no country that's strong enough to hold Yugoslavia together.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's like convenient for us to intervene.
I want to backtrack a little bit more, right? So, in order to get into this field, for you to be interested in such occurrences that are happening abroad, right? I'm sure. Firstly, I think you need to have witnessed something on the news or nearby you to have sparked this. And secondly, I think you need to have a considerable amount of knowledge of the world in order for you to be interested.
True.
So, was there something that happened before that made you go to this?
There was all the way
yeah.
back in 2014.
2014 is 9 years ago. 9 years ago,
Remember
you're 13, 14 years
July?
old.
What happened on 17
MH,
July?
this is MH, is it?
Yeah, the
Something
MH17.
Yeah.
They were shot down over eastern Ukraine.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you were Form 2, Form 3 that time.
Yeah.
They're already like, whoa.
Yeah, I'm like, whoa, why is nobody doing anything? And why is our government so silent about
Up to
this?
today also,
Yeah.
not much is done.
Yeah.
Is there a reason why? What do you think?
There is a reason why. But I think it would be controversial to dive into it.
But I mean, give like
Speculation.
alternative. Yeah, give like alternative.
What is
theories,
your assumption?
What is one theory like?
What is your theory?
What is one
My
theory?
theory, it would be an attempt by government at balancing between the East and the West. Because the West, we have like all powerful, the United States of America, and then the European Union, right? But in the East, we only have like China, and then there's also Russia somehow getting involved. But our romanticization of Russia is something to be studied about, I would say.
I didn't know we have that romanticizing. Romanticizing.
Why,
The only interactions I know we have with Russia is that I know there are a lot of Russians here.
Really?
Yeah, there's
Malaysia?
quite a big
Russian diaspora?
Yeah, you can say that, right? Especially after the war. But more importantly, I know there's only one reason Malaysians travel to Russia, and that is to become a doctor.
Yeah.
I know one girl only in my life.
There's
that
no
went-
other reason to travel to Russia, honestly.
She went to Moscow only, but okay, maybe I'm okay. I think I would like to think I'm a representation of the viewer on this podcast, also our listener, right? So I need to backtrack even more now, right? So let's hold that thought of the MH17 getting shot down and your assumption on it or your theory on it. Okay, first of all, why are there a lot of Russians in Malaysia?
That one is a good question.
But I mean, I don't know for sure.
Okay,
But I think definitely the war has something to do with it.
like the war in Russia at that time.
No, what that Russia's waging, okay, depending on whose side you see, but the war between
Russia and Ukraine.
ever
Oh,
since
it's the
Crimea.
current Russia Ukraine. I thought. it was-
No, I think since Crimea. So this
Oh.
is like
It's Crimea.
2040. Yeah.
Okay, so I didn't know that. Okay, but now I want to go back to the whole shot down and all that and how it affected. Because at 13, 14 years old, my priority in life was playing Grand Theft Auto, okay, on PlayStation 2, 3-ish, FIFA. What made you, what possessed you to be so interested in this, bro?
Basically, the way like my parents doesn't buy any games for me or any sports.
I
I'm not doing
see.
any sports also. Just a little bit of badminton and that kind of stuff. So I have to find something to do.
So
And then this is like something that actually draws me into it.
Right.
Yeah.
wow. Damn. So you just basically went down the rabbit hole and then you started reading about.
Yeah,
like-
read about everything. And I was like, okay, this is a lot to grasp and I like it.
Do you think you were like that when you were 13?
What was I doing in 13? Budokai Tenkai.
What the fuck? Okay, so you go down this rabbit hole, you start reading. Even at 13 and 14 years old, you have this like perception of the world that is, I wouldn't say is limited, but at the same time it is limited because you're a kid only, right?
Yeah.
What made you go down further this rabbit hole? Is there something that links to you personally, or you were just bored? I can't bored, then you just go down this rabbit hole, right?
I think I'm just being a nerd back then. I'm a like legit nerd.
Were your friends
during
like this
school.
too?
No.
Huh? You
They-
solo go and do this?
My friend group, right? The entirety of my friend group play games like mobile or like Wangzhe. You know Wangzhe lah.
I don't want to.
You know Wangzhe. You know Wangzhe. No. But
What's that?
they're
What's that?
basically playing all those kind of mobile,
Okay.
mobile games.
Uh-huh.
And I'm the only person that doesn't play games.
Basically us lah.
Yeah, so
Right.
I only have like
Ah.
conversations, but then sometimes I don't fit in. So I was like, okay, I got found something else to do, and then
Right.
this is what I found lah.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
So that event like inspired you.
yeah,
And
and
then-
inspire me even further.
But is that what you're studying now or no?
No, not related. I would say only like 5%, 10% related.
Can you
Oh.
disclose what you're studying right now?
I'm studying law right now.
Okay, but why law? If this intrigues you so much, I mean, if you're 13, 14 and you're going down the whole like, I want to know why the plane was shot down in Ukraine and nobody's investigating it, and I have a lot of theories. What possessed you to go like, hey,
Well, I'm still young, right? So back then when I was choosing the course that I want to study, I got to find the most viable path, and then after that I can baru do
Ah.
the stuff that I want to do. You know,
I see.
you got to establish yourself higher first lah,
Right.
as high as possible lah.
So what's your theory on the plane being
The
shot
plane.
down then?
And why do you think that Malaysians have a romance about Russia?
Oh yeah, that too.
It's because of how we portray the West as the entirely evil entity, and we possess and portray Russia as like, oh, the savior of Islam and all that kind of things. When we fail to take into account other factors like Russia suppressing its own population, like the Chechens population.
Yeah.
Chechen are a Muslim population, a native Muslims population in Eastern Russia.
Actually,
No,
is-
not South. I think it's Western Russia. Yeah, Western Russia.
you really think a majority of Malaysians romanticize Russia because of that?
No, I don't think it's majority lah, but I think there's
There's a handful of people.
there's a
who do.
handful of powerful people. Also.
Oh. But
Which is ironic because Russia is Orthodox
Yeah,
Christian.
and
but-
by the way,
yeah.
Russia is not like economically relevant to us compared to like China or US, where
Yeah,
China and US is
it's-
like ranked first and second,
Russia's,
but Russia is not even top 10.
yeah.
but we
they're-
do romanticize China, right?
Yeah, I
think
feel like
a lot
majority
here.
of us romanticize China. Even
Yeah,
some of us
true.
romanticize the US. But it's the first time I'm hearing like
Yeah.
at least a handful of people romanticizing
We
Russia.
invited Russia, man.
I mean, Russia back then during USSR time, they did like prop up their military equipment as, oh my god, this is the only equipment that could counter the Western equipments. So and then we did fall for that. We bought the MiG-29s and then the Sukhoi 30 MKM from
This is
Russia.
the plane, right?
Yeah, the fighter jets. And then we actually after that we ran into a lot of problems. That's why our MiG-29s got retired way earlier. Only like 10 years old, 12 years old, it already got retired.
Wow. Actually, you did mention before this, we were having conversations over on WhatsApp about how you also are partial like service for military, right? So
Yeah.
upon call, is this one of the reasons why you also signed up for that? Because you were when you were so young, you were watching all this not affect you lah, but all this occurring around you. Then you thought like, I'm going to join.
I mean, I'm patriotic enough to join, and then I'm like, okay, I have the physical ability, and also like there's perks of joining, and I could see like what's going on, like, how they operate, how Malaysia's military doctrine, and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, I remember long ago you mentioned Gerakan Khas,
Yeah, GGK. Right?
and then later on,
Do you
he was,
manage to meet people like that? The GGK?
There was one in my camp before he got
Oh.
transferred out.
Yeah, what was like? These guys are like unicorns.
Yeah,
Never mind.
definitely unicorns. He actually basically only graduated when I first joined. Right, he only graduated from the Gerakas
Uh-huh.
training lah.
how old was he?
I have no idea.
They're the equivalent of predators, I feel, in Malaysia.
Yeah.
Bro.
Because they're in the jungle, right?
Bro,
They're like jungle masters.
Harrelson over here was like, bro, you should watch this Netflix episode on Gerakan Khas on Netflix. Then I was like, sure, man. So I basically decided, hey, one night I was free. I watched with my wife, Jen, right? And I was like, hey, you should watch this Malaysian army video. Then she was like, why the fuck are you watching Malaysian shit?
Oh.
Then I like, I think you severely underestimate our...
No, everything else might be crap, but not this one.
No, not this one.
Yeah, and then, bro, the training is brutal, man. The first thing, so it is like 3 American guys, right? Or it's like
Yeah,
an
yeah.
Australian, American.
There's like a
whatever.
British and 2 American.
Yeah, so they decided to come to Malaysia to just test out how savage these guys are, like the
Yeah.
training. So they saw a bunch of guys running. Then they were running for 2 days straight. It's 150 km. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? 150 km run for 2 days with a backpack on under the hot sun. He's like, yeah, that's part of the training. The moment you pass out, you fail. I'm like, I think that already thins it out to like 15% of
Yeah,
people who
there's
can do
actually
it, right?
death also
Yeah.
because of that. Yeah.
And on top of that, so after you've done with that, they go through a shooting practice in which the American and the Australian or British guy fails like 1 or 2 shots. Gerakan Khas guy, elite, no misses. And it's like the whole point of the shooting training session is like they get their heart rate up really high. They shoot and you have to be on target.
Under pressure. lah.
Yeah. Because that's when you're like a bit, you're swaying, right? Because you're breathing, right? So Gerakan guy is just elite, finishes all the targets. And then I think the American guy misses like 1. Okay. So this is the second one. And then they go to the jungle. The jungle is even more savage, bro. The jungle one, right? The first thing they do is take off your clothes.
Yeah.
Then they were like, here, yeah, take off your clothes.
Subject to all the insects and all that. lah.
Bro, you say rub the mud on your body now, your face also.
Yeah, the way we train and the way Americans train are totally different because we have 2 totally different climates and
Yeah.
environment.
Yeah, man. They cover in mud, and then they're like, okay, then how? Now we just wait here for we just security monitoring. They're like, oh, is it? So you sit up here, 1 person per hut. No, this is 4 person per hut. They're like, bro, how do you sleep? You sit down, you sleep. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? He was like, serious? But I gotta say, the camouflage is incredible. Like the way they structure the house, it looks like a tree. So you can't really see it. And then the only you see is if the guy opens his eyes and the sun shines on his eyeballs. Otherwise, he's like almost camouflaged, right? So you can't even see shit. It's so hot, so humid. And then they're like, so what do you eat? So you eat whatever you can find. What you find, you eat. So what they do is they take a knife and then just swish inside the mud. If they hit something, it's a snail or some shit, they eat the snail. Then they're like, if you're lucky, you find a snake. If you're lucky, you find a lizard. Then you can cook that shit. Then you eat it. Then the American and the British guy just took a bite. They're like, sedap. They're
Probably
like,
pretending to like it.
yeah. But then they were like, just looking at him like, fucking them pussy shit, this one. Yeah. And then after that, they go water operations. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, you have to jump out of the plane, go into the water, create a boat, attack the, what do you call that? The beach,
Yeah.
right? And that mission needs to be conducted in under 5 minutes. So jump out of the plane, inflate a boat, get to the beach, and you're on standby to attack in 5 minutes. Bro, that's a fucking short time, bro. 5 minutes, your coordination is god like Gerakan Khas guys just made it so simple. It's like almost as if like you're taking a stroll in the park.
Yeah. So you get to meet one of these special people.
Yeah, there's actually even a myth about Gerakas. It's when one Gerakas slipped into the Singaporean ammunition depot, and then they put our 50 cent on there and then leave.
What?
And then they found it and I was like, holy crap, how did he get in here?
Just to send a message.
Yeah, just send a message. But that's a myth lah. If it's true, then that'll be crazy.
All myths stem from true stories in some way.
Yeah, true. Probably like
Put 10 cent.
exaggeration of a actual event. But even
Wow.
if it's an exaggeration, it's still damn cool.
But so you joined the army. So are you like a reservist in
Yeah,
that
I'm a
sense?
reservist.
So that means like if there's war, they'll call you up.
Yep.
What are the tests they put you through, man?
What do you think of the recent news of the Chinese lieutenant and how it
Chinese lieutenant.
became this big
it's,
issue?
It's a little bit unfortunate lah, because back then during the early days of Gerakas, during like the colonial times and then the communist time when we are like during the communist insurgency, there's actually a lot of Chinese Gerakas personnel.
Huh?
Yeah, it's not the first one. Like we are Chinese are the one that established Pascal.
What the fuck?
Yeah, so Malaysians are like we are inherently Malaysian. So the fact that we portray that this guy is like one of the only Chinese in recent times that
It's
joined is
the-
kind of unfortunate lah.
Yeah, it's quite sad how
It's very
you've
sad.
deviated so far to
Yeah.
the point that it's almost a specialty to
Well,
have a Chinese.
maybe you can explain to us why it was a controversy in the first place. Like vaguely, as casual viewers, we think like
I think it shouldn't be, but it's because of how the political discourse have going on in this country that it's just automatically it's gonna be controversial.
Do you think it's just naturally so that our country has evolved to that point where
Yeah,
anything
I think we have
racial
already evolved to that point.
shit?
No,
you
but I
think-
mean specifically in that case, it got because some people might not be aware, right? Like it got controversial because he was Chinese, and who was bringing up the controversy?
Probably like hardline Chinese that's like, okay, I don't want to mingle or assimilate with other races, and then also like the other side that's also extremes, like, oh, why is this guy joining? He's not part of us, like basically the two side of the same extreme lah.
Right.
Yeah.
and two sides of the same extreme go and like put fuel to the flame to make it look like it's a big deal. And
Yeah.
probably news media coverage,
Yeah, and the fact that it's
clicks,
propped up by the media.
like says.com and shit like that. It's
Yeah.
like Chinese person joins. You know.
But I think you will say in terms of proportion also, the representation of Chinese people in the military is quite
Very
low,
low,
right?
It's very low.
Why do you think it's because you obviously have through your what you've done, you actually do want to be part of the military, right?
I think it's definitely part of a social and economic factors.
Okay.
Chinese have have this mindset of okay, I just want to sorry about that. I just want to earn more money.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's less stereotypical, but it's actually kind of true to a certain extent. And then also like the mindset that okay, Malaysia, it's Malaysia, right? So Chinese are not like native to this to this part of the country. So why should I join to defend the country? But I think that's mindset is like very, very wrong.
But just want people to know because like some Chinese people also they feel that they will not get a fair chance if they were to be in the military or that there's a glass ceiling. They will never reach high spots. How true is that?
I think it's 50-50. Because one part it's because Malaysia is majority Malays, right? So of course it will be the Malay people go up there. It won't be like 50% Chinese up there.
Of course.
So that's like of course that, but people are shaping it to look like okay, there must be 15% Chinese, like 20% Indian or something like that. And then another part is it's probably true. It might be true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But is it realistic that one day, in terms of military personnel, both in the office and
Like at the highest
20%,
office,
let's say 1/5 are Chinese. Is that how likely is that?
that could be possible, but if you are saying like the highest office, it's not possible because of political reasons.
But
Oh,
what?
really?
Yeah. I don't think. Yeah.
What if?
You give like a wrong message, lah.
Wow.
What would be the highest you think that the Chinese can achieve in the military?
There's one Chinese. I think is Johnny or something. He got promoted. The first lieutenant general, I think, just one of general.
Lieutenant General?
Yeah, I think
his name
so.
is Johnny.
Yeah, Johnny Kim, I think. Wait, what's his name again? I don't remember.
It's okay. Nick
But it's
Paul-
only recently. It came out recently.
Yeah. That's the one I was referring to, lah. But how far is that from the highest?
I think there's like still 2 or 3 spots to go.
That's not too bad.
Yeah, that's not too bad. It's quite literally up there already.
So the way, what's the hierarchy? So he's lieutenant. Above him is what, major?
We have the first lieutenant, second lieutenant, and then we have major, and we have what's that?
Colonel.
No, that's
You have no colonel.
way higher. Oh man, I think I lost track already. Yeah, this one. That's the
Whoa,
one.
shit. 3-star general.
First Malaysian 3-star, Chinese 3-star general. Oh, he was a general. Wow.
Yeah.
Lieutenant
Johnny
General.
Lim.
Damn. Oh, Malacca. Francis.
He's also from Malacca.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay, but anyways, the highest person in the military, what's the general? Like in the US, you have what, 5-star generals?
Yeah. Brigadier general is like for each brigade. That's like one of the highest, brigadier general, and then we have like general, the highest one.
How do you remember this, man? There's so many pangkat. I don't even remember like prime
I mean,
minister.
I don't remember fully also because there's too many, and I'm not like constantly in touch with all this ranking and stuff.
Right.
So I'm
right.
like forgetting part.
But how would you rate Malaysia's military?
4 out of 10, unfortunately. It's not because of the people, it's because of the political factors that fails to address all our military issues.
What are the issues?
They basically procured all our military equipment based on sentiments rather than actual specs, yeah.
Wow.
And our government also doesn't follow the specs that the army or the navy or the air force actually wants.
Huh?
Yeah.
So
it's
I know we have a fetish for French products.
No, we have a fetish for American and Russian.
Or do we?
Yeah, Russian is more specifically for high end stuff like planes, jets, all that kind of stuff.
Because it's considerably higher, right? The cost for those big ticket items, but at the same time, you want to save money, that's why you go for Russian products instead of American.
Yeah, but at the same time,
Compromise quality.
when you look at from a far away, like for a very far viewpoint, Russian aircrafts, the maintenance is very high, even higher than Americans.
Oh.
Yeah, they have problems with maintaining stuff.
This would be the SU something, right?
How do you remember all this shit, man? Like, what the fuck? The models of planes is it, this one?
No, I mean there's a whole like niche discourse on Twitter where they like to compare like China's J-20, America's F-35, things like that. It's like a,
So if Malaysia was a 4 out of 10, what would the American military be?
I mean,
That would be a
there's a 10.
10.5 lah.
10.5 out of 10.
Yeah. You know why? Because one American aircraft carrier carries the equal plane, the amount of plane in an American aircraft carrier is the same as almost the entirety of Malaysian Air Force.
I don't know if I asked you this. I don't know if I asked you
One
this
single
question
aircraft
before.
carrier.
I think he will know the answer. Okay, so the number one aircraft, number one air force in the world is the US.
Okay.
You know what's the second one?
America.
The US Navy. And then the third is the Chinese. And then the fourth,
America
the
again.
US Army, the ground one. So the Air Force has an Air Force. The Navy has an Air Force. And
Why would
the Army has an Air Force.
Why would they need so much Air Force, bro?
Oh, so you know, if you follow the Iran war recently,
Okay.
actually it has been true for all the wars that the US have participated in. The first thing they always do is to achieve air superiority.
Yeah.
So they control the skies
Before they control the ground.
so they just bomb everything.
Like during the Iraqi war, right? The American invasion of Iraq, America actually started bombing first. And through the bombs itself, it already decapitated the entire Iraqi army.
Yeah.
So the Iraqi army has nothing to do
Which
besides,
one are you referring to? First or second war?
The second one, the Operation
O3 lah.
Operation Enduring Freedom, I think that's the name.
O3 Bush,
yeah.
Bush.
Bush.
Sorry, Bush
Yeah,
Junior.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so like that's why that war, I believe, they won that Iraq war in 3 weeks.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's not even because their bombs is good. It's a very
Tactical
very,
way
very
of,
the logistical part. Something that people doesn't pay attention
You,
to.
you have no idea. Like I have a friend from the US military, so he's an ex-marine. He's Malaysian actually, but foreigners can apparently
become a US Marine?
yeah apparently. So but he say I
Wow.
think in the bombs that they use, the planes that they use for Iran,
Mm-hmm.
that plane can be in any country in the world in something like 20 or 30 minutes. Or
Yeah,
something
What
like
the
that. Yeah.
fuck?
Part of the US Marine doctrine also, they could be any place in the earth within like 72 hours or 48 hours.
Yeah.
That's part of the doctrine for the Marines, US Marines.
That means upon call, you need to be reporting wherever within the next 48 hours.
Oh no, I mean like the place that they will be deployed. They could be deployed at that specific area within 48 hours or 72
What the
hours.
fuck? That means, example, so just so that I'm clear with what the word deploy means. It means from wherever you are, you need to go there, get briefed, and then you get deployed into wherever they
Yeah.
assign you to.
Yep.
So you need to basically report back to base, debrief, go back to, then you are deployed to X location within 48 hours.
Yeah.
Damn, bro.
You have no idea. People have no idea how powerful. Like one aircraft carrier can bring an entire country to his knees, and the US has 11.
What's your take on Chinese military then?
Chinese military, it's definitely growing. I think it's posing a threat to America already. And in terms of shipbuilding, it's giving outputs more than America's. America have like this stagnance and all this corruption going on in the shipbuilding that they are not building any like proper ships compared to the Chinese counterpart. They met a lot of problems at the American side.
Yeah, they have 250 times I think the shipbuilding capacity.
Yeah, but
to be fair, that it's a bit misleading because I think the US probably relies a lot on Japan and Korea
yeah,
for
Wow.
shipbuilding. So the whole world, right? Only 3 countries build ships only: China, Japan, Korea. So
Huh.
China is 60%, Japan, Korea is 40%.
Why doesn't the US make ships?
I mean they do lah, but
Not as
it's the problem is on
scale.
the private sectors because they're almost everything is like privatized over there.
And also, yeah, so to that point, the reason is because the US always goes for the highest returns on capital activity.
Yeah.
So when you build a ship, there's a lot of capital involved, so they don't like.
I see.
So they subcon
They sub it out.
They subcon to other people.
Wow, that is so fascinating.
But as a result, a lot of their focus would be on the software side of things. If you heard of Palantir, things
no,
like
I've
that.
never heard of Palantir.
Palantir is
How do you spell that?
yeah, it's basically like a general AI for military use lah. It's owned by Peter Thiel, the PayPal co-founder.
Yeah.
Alex Karp. Yeah. This
Wow.
one. It's like a brain lah. It's like a supercomputer that.
It's like Jarvis.
Yeah, it's like Jarvis, but for the US
And
military.
you never heard of it, but it's everywhere.
What the fuck?
Look at their market cap. I think
Yeah,
there's
the stock price went up a lot. So. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
that's why when we say like American the military industrial complex, the military industrial complex, it's all this.
Yeah. But I mean, back to the question, like, so Malaysia,
4 of 10 only.
yeah. So you were
Damn, bro.
you were talking about how we have a fetish for Russia and America. So what should we be doing? Who should we be buying from? What should we focus?
Honestly, I have a bias towards American products
Yeah.
because they are proven to be capable
I mean-
compared to the Russian paper tiger.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Paper tiger. That's such a
What were you-
unique
But
But I
choice.
would definitely go out to other sources, but definitely not China because we have a direct clash of interest with China in South China Sea.
Right.
So it'd be stupid to buy it from China and then after that to confront China.
Oh, that's true. Oh.
Yeah, it's like our ship. We bought Chinese ships, and now they actually have 2 Chinese Coast Guard ships off like 50 nautical miles off Sarawak's coast in our economic zone.
Yeah.
And then we send Chinese ships to shadow the Chinese ships.
Which is,
A joke, right?
what the fuck?
So it's very funny, lah. It's very ironic.
Wow.
And our navy actually changed all the communication system on board because it's all the Chinese
It's in
system.
Chinese
so they
symbols,
thought,
right?
So they
Yeah.
thought like there could be some
Spyware.
malware or spyware. Yeah. So you got to change it out.
This is so fucking crazy, man. This is like,
And they
I never
don't
even-
and they don't want to. So when you fall a time because of politics, and it's just because they don't want to get everything from America, lah. That's
Yeah.
pretty much it.
No, I think it's the cost also, right?
Yeah.
It's because
Chinese stuff are way cheaper.
it's also like nearby.
Yeah, but-
so I think
yeah.
shipping costs also.
But I feel like you know how you never go for the cheapest condom, right? So you shouldn't go for the cheapest military also, lah. I'm just saying. Right?
Yeah.
But it depends on what you can afford.
Military is the country's condom. I think about it
True.
in that way, right?
True.
It's a reverse condom, like
reverse
you
condom.
don't want
Yeah.
to get pregnant, lah.
Yeah, yeah,
right? You are the diaphragm, lah, technically.
Yeah,
The military is a diaphragm, lah.
you're the anti-rape device, lah, right?
So when I say
Yeah.
like the military procurements are very political, this is like one of the examples that shows it. You know, we buy Chinese stuff and then confront China with their stuff, and then now we also have problems with building the like LCS, right? The LCS scandals.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Remind us what is.
That ship was supposed to be in our waterways in like a few years ago. But
What's it called
it's
again? Sorry.
The LCS Littoral Combat Ship.
LCS.
Yeah, we actually bought it from the French, but the builder is Malaysian, so it's damn corrupt.
Huh? You build, then become French, then after that, buy it back.
We bought the French technologies and all that kind of stuff, the model and the entire thing. But
Oh, I see.
in order to make our own local population more effective and knowledgeable in building ships, we basically appoint our own company, lah. But our own company is so corrupted that everything it went to waste. Yeah,
Ex-Navy Chief
Oh,
Justice
Bustard.
French,
Oh, okay.
Victor,
Yeah.
you
Okay.
guys know about this, right? The
Yep,
LCS
yep,
scandal.
The
yep.
former managing director of Boosted Naval Shipyard Syria was accused of authorizing payments more than 21 million ringgit to 3 companies without the board of directors.
So
approval.
basically, if Japan land in Kota Baru again, that's it lah. We repeat lah. There's nothing we can do lah, right?
they
honestly-
don't need, they just got
Honestly,
bicycles.
as much as I hate to say it, but there's probably nothing we can do.
Yeah.
But the Japanese don't exactly have military, right? Do they have military?
Oh, no.
They only put their their title Japanese Self-Defense Force,
Yeah.
but it's full on like American military, man.
Huh.
No. So I tell you this interesting fact. So the
They invest
world
money in military, man? I thought they're not allowed to
No,
after war, right?
Yeah. But here's the thing, right? It's not what they are doing today, it's what they can do. So I don't know if you've seen the nuclear warhead rankings before. So right on top is Russia. Russia has the most nuclear warheads, something like 6,000 or whatever. Right behind is US 5,008. And then the next in line, I think, is China at like a few hundred only.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, a few hundred only.
That's such a big difference.
The countries after Russia and US,
Yeah.
everyone only has like a couple hundreds or like tens in the
Yeah.
tens, but only Russia and US have like thousands.
So they did a study, right? If tomorrow Japan wants to build, how many can they build in a year? The answer is 4,000.
What the fuck?
So
in a
it's-
year?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, all the old people to go and start working. How lah?
No, but I mean, they don't need, or they can rely on robots and all that. It's okay. They have the ability. 4,000 in 1 year.
Wow.
So the thing is, they can. It's just, they don't need, like, really got the US helping
Yeah.
out.
But at the same time, the South Defense Force, I don't look at them like that. Their power is comparable to China's.
Yeah.
They
Japan.
they have an amphibious landing ship that carries like all the helicopters. It looks to like the public, general public, it looks like aircraft carrier. People thought it's aircraft carrier, but it's actually just an amphibious landing ship.
That means it can be on land and can be on water.
No, it carries stuff that can go on land and carry.
Oh,
like, go on water,
I see.
And then on top of the deck, it carries all the helicopters. So it's de facto an aircraft carrier in a way, but it's not like the conventional aircraft carrier that
That's
carries jets and all that. Yeah.
Like not like the US kind you see in Top Gun where like they hold so many lah. Wow, man. Damn, I didn't even know Japan was. I thought they were such a peaceful. Like I don't want to be participative. in any...
that's the image they put up with. Because they have US backing, so they put up that image that they're all peaceful and everything. But they're actually very, very capable.
What are your? Have you had any like international encounters with other countries when it comes to military stuff?
No.
Never lah. It's always
Never.
just local stuff
Yeah.
only lah.
Because we're the reservists, we don't really get the chance to.
Have you ever considered going like full on into it, or you prefer to have just Korean geopolitics and law instead?
That's what I'm thinking also.
Is it? Do you
Yeah.
think? But what are the chances
like part-time
that?
job part-time job.
Yeah, but what are the chances that we go into war and all that nowadays? I feel like
1 out of 10.
right. Like I think the whole point of you studying geopolitics is understanding the fact that we can't go to war.
Yeah, but
in
if other people wants to go war with us, we will fall like in a few weeks, man.
You also have to understand that for Malaysia, whenever there's war, people will always want our land.
Yeah, because we are the strategic choke point. We have the Strait of Malacca.
the Selat Malacca,
And
right?
and we have war making materials.
Yeah.
what? Like
Yeah.
what?
Rubber, oil.
Oh shit!
Yeah, so I think it's a
Damn, bro.
mistake that when people put up this pretext of, oh, you want to be peaceful, but at the same time you're not building a military, so you cannot be peaceful because you have no threat to give others when they are threatening you.
Wow, that is
But
perspective.
do you know why like Japan invaded us?
They invaded us because we're one of the choke points, right? Selat Malacca also lah.
No,
That's why they came from north, right?
no,
Then
they
come down south.
used to get their oil from the US, 90%.
Oh, but then they cut them off lah.
US cut them off, so they need to find alternative. Royal Dutch Shell, BP, and all that. They built a lot of oil fields in Malaysia.
Oh, so they came
They
here.
just came
to-
here and just
That's why
took over.
British when they retreated from Malaysia, they used the scorched earth
Yes,
tactics.
They just burn everything.
Burn
but it didn't matter. The Japanese just
Yeah.
rebuilt everything.
So the Strait of Malacca is only
Wow.
part of the strategy.
Wow.
It's actually our Roman. And then now we have an added aspect of this, which is rare earth. We have a lot of rare earth minerals.
Yeah.
Which
And
is
the
also
fact-
important for
Yeah,
war.
and we are one of the top exporter of semiconductors.
Yeah.
In Penang lah. Yeah.
Yeah, everything is like Penang, Malacca, Kulim, all those places.
Yeah.
Why-
So I just play this scenario. Let's say if the China and US goes to war, what will happen is the US will blockade a lot of shipping lanes to China. China is the largest
Shipping,
oil
yeah.
importer in the world, so they need to find a replacement. Depending on whose calculations you see, China has about like 71 days of oil. So let's say if they don't get anything, they got 71 days only. So
Oh,
sure, a
shit.
timer will turn on. Yeah. So they will need to find sources. Now, if they try to go like the Iran route, the land transport is always
so
12 times
hard.
more
Yeah.
expensive than ship.
Yeah, ocean is less resistant, so
Correct.
right?
So they'll need to find a way to
ship the
and,
oil.
and you can try to if the US and China fights in China or close to China, let's say like Taiwan, China's probably going to win. But what happens if can you pull up a map? I just want to show. I think this is something that you'll be
like Google
definitely
Maps lah.
interested in.
Just pull out Google Maps, then you go to China,
Well,
Japan.
no,
area.
you just put Asia region.
Yeah,
lah.
just the Southeast Asian with a bit of China.
Yeah,
We
so
need that region.
so if a lot of people do war games and they always say that the US loses 100% of the times with China. But the assumption they give is always that if they fight
Zoom out.
in Taiwan.
Oh.
So the US has this
no,
special
Zoom to Asia. Zoom into Asia, bro.
just
the
like-
US has
see
this
China a bit.
special like they have this special way of always fear mongering how the US is actually shit, we are losing, so the Pentagon can get more budget. So they always say things like we lose 100% of war games with China. But the assumption is if you fight in Taiwan, that's true. Because even if you can destroy all of China's equipment, China is still there, they're just gonna rebuild
Produce,
and
yeah.
then just gonna fight again, right? So what actually people do not realize and people don't know is that in the event of a war, the first thing the US will do is Strait of Malacca, okay? And then can you go down to Indonesia? you see between Jakarta and the Lampung, the Bandung there's a strait.
Yeah.
And then Bali there's all these little
Yeah.
straits. So they will blockade here.
Holy crap.
So there will be no oil going into China.
Oh crap.
And the fact that, can you pull it up a bit? US has all these bases in Philippines.
Yeah.
And then also
talk
like
to the mic, bro.
on top there's like Korea and South
Correct.
Korea.
Harrelson,
and
go
then-
talk to the mic.
Yeah,
sorry.
exactly.
Yeah, there's
So,
bases.
and the
in-
largest...
Say that again.
There's like bases, US bases in like Philippines,
Uh-huh.
South Korea, and then Japan, like Okinawa.
Okay.
So there's like it's already like there's a chokehold there for China.
Oh.
And then there's going further down, there's even more.
Yes.
So
it's
basically
very
this
strategic with China.
internal thing, they're gonna lock it off lah.
Yeah,
They
so
lock
basically
off.
what the US is going to say is that you want to fight, you come here, we fight here.
Yeah.
And as far as Navy is concerned, that will be where the US will have the advantage.
Highest power. Oh.
They will have the big
But
advantage.
that would also mean China would fuck out Vietnam, fuck out internal like Terengganu area, fuck out Sabah Sarawak.
That's the role of US. US is
Yeah.
like a balancer because of how China is constantly threatening this region, right? US came in to balance it out.
Yeah.
That's why we need US to balance China, and then we need China to
Balance
prevent US hegemony of the world.
Yeah.
So we need both actually. It's
So-
like the
So to your earlier question of why we have to care about war and all that is because what you don't want is a situation where China becomes desperate. Okay?
'Cause
Then
of
they
the
will need resources and they may choose the Japan route.
of just
come
coming
here.
to Malaysia.
And we have
fucking it up.
20% of Chinese people here, right? A lot of them will accept it. Yeah, I just come over, bro.
Yeah.
Sure one.
Oh shit.
Exactly. So this will be a
Oh
hotspot.
shit.
Because if you now you put yourself in a Chinese general's mind or the president, right? You need the resources, which is the easiest.
yeah,
to get
bro.
from is us.
Malaysia, bro.
Yeah, that's why Malaysia, we need to prop up our military for the point that we can threaten others that we're going to close off the straits if they threaten us. And if they don't threaten us, then we'll let them use the straits.
Holy crap.
So that's
bro.
like national interest. Lah.
But we have to do it alongside the US. We have to say, can we
Yeah,
blockade
and
together?
we don't have the military capability to block
Yeah.
off the Malacca Strait in the event of crisis like this.
Huh, we
That's
don't.
why it's like we only use the strait for our economic purposes. We don't have the strategic viewpoint on like military and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
And the naming, lah. Yeah,
Yeah.
forget the naming.
Wow, man.
Yeah.
That is living on thin ice, right? Because you're just waiting for shit
Yeah.
to get to hit the fan. And
That's
if shit
Malaysia
hits the fan and then
And then there's nothing we can do because they're refusing to do anything.
yeah, you
they're
can't
not
outrun a
buying-
bullet. lah.
Let me paint an even simpler scenario. Okay, Singapore has come out saying before in public, this is public, if we cut off the water supply to Singapore, Singapore will send their air force over.
And even Singapore itself, even if when they don't send the air force, they are self-sustaining. Because
Yeah.
you know the water thing, right? How they turn urine into like clean water.
Yeah.
That-
The new water.
that's how they innovate lah. Because of this desperation,
yeah.
they can innovate to do something like
To
this.
sustain.
Yeah, unlike us, we are not innovating because we are living in comfort.
Yeah. I think this has been mentioned before in Tun M's book about how, or was it Tun M? I forgot. I think Harith is the one that told me about how a lot of us can pluck mango out of a tree. So chill lah, just eat lah
Yeah.
mango every day. But you are not put through harsh
exactly.
environments like in Japan where there are tsunamis and earthquakes. So that you have to innovate. You're
Yeah.
not put into like,
So
yeah.
so we cannot even repel Singapore.
Wow.
Singapore, their air force is like Malaysian and Thailand air force combined.
What?
Because of their size of the country, their country is so small, they don't have places to put our planes. They actually station some planes in like Australia and the US.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's on standby there lah.
Yeah, because there's no space in Singapore. That's how many planes they have.
Damn, bro.
Yeah.
How many
Any-
planes do we have?
We have 8 FA-18s from the US and like 18 Sukhoi MKMs. But even that, it has been like reduced because we are cannibalizing parts from other Sukhois because of the lack of maintenance.
Do we have
Like
any?
maintenance part from
Bro,
Russia.
that's 26. What the fuck, man? That's 26 planes, man.
That's what we got to deal with, man.
So do we have any F-22s at least?
No.
No F-15s. No F-15s.
Are you sure 4 out of 10 was
What?
a
We don't have
decent rating?
F-15, bro. We don't have we don't even have the planes from the first Top Gun, bro.
But that one is irrelevant because that one is too old already. The technological side is like it's not capable.
You know, when a lot of people have this discussion about investing a lot of money into military funds, right?
Oh, they would actually crash out and say, "Oh, why don't you invest in social welfare?" But
or
they
healthcare.
forget this fact that if crisis arises, your healthcare is not going to help you, man. You
Yeah.
can have the ubat, but you need to prevention better than cure, right?
Yeah.
There's no prevention. There's only cure.
Maybe we better buy land in like the mountains, then so we know where to hide,
What are your thoughts on this? Like, you just move to a more mountainous area so you can avoid all this BS.
Oh, I think mountainous is too strategic for the other countries' foreign militaries to ignore because it's literally like a strategic point that you can view view everywhere.
Oh, fuck
You
lah.
can look to everywhere. So, basically, if you go to the mountain, you're also gonna get.
Maybe forest lah.
Well, okay. So I'm sure going into, or at least having this interest in geopolitics, right? You have probably planned it out in your head, lah, right? So that's why you probably went for army training. So you have
A
at
lot
least
of scenarios
basics.
in my head.
Yeah, so you probably went through the okay, I think I need to know at least the basics of military warfare so that in case invade, I know what to do, what to say, how to react, and etc. etc.
In Malaysia, if we ever got invaded, just obey to the invaders.
Okay, all right.
I'm not even
I guess
kidding.
I don't need to train also,
I'm not
right?
even kidding.
Honestly, right?
If you're not doing anything about it, might as well just obey because we are only capable of insurgency warfare, like against the communist insurgency back then, and also
The guerrilla
against
warfare and everything, lah,
yeah,
right?
and also against the Zulus when they came to Sabah that in
Yeah.
2013.
But that's Philippines lah, so
Yeah.
whatever.
So we can only handle those kind of warfare. We can't handle like conventional warfare against like China or even smaller countries like maybe Singapore.
Yeah, we lose, I think, with Singapore. I think Indonesia, maybe we can, maybe.
Hard to say also.
They got a lot of people, right? They can deploy a lot of people, right?
But that's a good thing about this region because we have a common enemy now, which is China, which is bigger threat than the others. So we can unite on China. If China is gone, we're gonna turn against each other.
Yeah.
I see.
So that's why there's like
There's
this
a-
elements
there's a-
you cannot be. It's threatening us, but it also needs to be there also. So when China needs to be there, US also needs to be there.
to balance the power
If US is gone, China is there. If China is gone, we have the entire
region that
region.
we fight against each
Yeah.
other. I suppose what's that called? An enemy of an enemy is a friend, lah,
yeah,
right?
exactly.
Wow, we live in such a delicate
Yeah,
position,
This
man.
world is so globalized. It's like you cannot have any element gone, or you cannot have any element to be stronger than it should be.
That is so fucking scary, man. Holy crap! Do you think an alien, right, invasion would help us?
Interesting, probably.
I think,
Yeah, I think so. Humanity would probably unite against.
you
the
suddenly
aliens.
team Earth already. You're like, you know what? Fuck Mars. You know, I'm
Yeah,
team
no,
Earth.
but Elon will help the aliens, I think.
But there's this theory also, lah. If you're an alien, right, you're either here to destroy or you don't give a fuck. It's like an ant.
Yeah.
You know, if you have the intelligence of a human being compared to an ant, and an ant is just doing its day-to-day of working hard, you either ignore the ant or you kill the ant. So
And how do you know the alien's not actually like worse than us, right?
yeah.
Yeah, true.
How you know?
Wow, so bleak, man. This is so scary. What do you think Malaysia should do then?
Literally, just prop up our military to pose a threat to others that if you invade me, you're gonna get all this shit to you. Man. But our military is so weak that we cannot have this as a threat. We cannot use this as a leverage to us.
It's so strange because I feel like, so I'm 13 years older than you, right? National service was actually stopped 3 years after I graduated. I wasn't selected. So
Lucky. lah.
10 years, 12 years ago now, I think. No more mandatory national service. In fact, some people I know chosen for NS didn't even show up. And they don't even like chase
Yeah.
them.
Even NS is not actual military service
Training,
because
yeah.
of how the government put it. It's more like a summer camp.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's just like for bonding and
Yeah,
unity
yeah.
and Satu Malaysia.
yeah.
But
That's the doctrine. Lah. It's not actual military training. It's not military conscription.
can you bring us through what military training is? Like when you signed up,
You sign up, you have to go. Have you filled out many forms during your NS time?
I didn't go to NS, bro.
Oh, didn't go to
I
NS?
wasn't selected. Yeah.
Because when I went into Wataniah, right, the reservist, they wanted us to sign all those kind of stuff.
Like what?
And there's also questions in the form like, were your parents part of the communists or like
Oh,
is your life
shit.
have your life been in like is there like any communistic elements in your life and stuff like that?
So obviously you said no lah, right?
Yeah, of course it's like an airport machine asking you whether you're a
Yeah lah,
terrorist.
or whether you have committed a crime in the country, etc. lah, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you fill in the documents, and then?
And then you just go to training lah.
Huh? So what's the training like?
Training,
And how long?
1 month only.
What?
1 month only.
Would you say an average Joe can pass?
Oh, absolutely.
Huh? What the fuck is the point of this training, bro?
It's literally just be the meat shield lah when things happen.
Just be a meat shield.
Yeah, correct.
What the fuck?
Literally. But reservist is like a meat shield because in Malaysia there's no funding for reservists. There's only barely any funding for the actual military itself. So there's literally nothing for the reservists. We're using our grandfather's gun, you know.
Ha.
The grandfather's gun that
My
actually
grandfather's
in
dead,
combat
bro.
against the communists.
What is it? What was the training? Like, what was the training? Can you bring us through it?
I mean, the conventional, regular, like physical training, all that, all the running.
Do you remember exactly what it was like? Is it like a 2K run, 5K run, 100 push-ups?
2.3.
That's
Wait,
all.
Is it 2.3?
Are you fucking serious? 2.3 km? That's a
Yeah.
15-minute run, bro.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
To be a meat shield.
And
To be a meat shield?
and that's actually a doctrine as how we should train, but they don't follow that.
Can you just chat GPT this? How do you spell Watani? W-A-T-A.
Wataniah.
Okay,
There's a
Wataniah.
Tanya inside.
Wataniah, you go to ChatGPT, Wataniah training regime. I'm so surprised, bro. It's so fucking shit, one.
Yeah, they actually have a syllabus as how they need to train us, but they don't follow it because there's no one enforcing it.
Bro, that's so sad, bro.
Wataniah is in a very sad situation right now because nobody is giving enough funding for us to do anything. So we're not capable of anything basically. NIAH. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, lah. That's why be obedient lah. That's the
What's that? What, sorry?
Be obedient.
Or be
When
obedient.
get invaded. But I just hope that if we ever get invaded, I just hope it's the US lah, not anybody else lah. Just because when they invade us, we will quickly give up, and then
I mean, I think you guys have to look at the track records. When US invaded, what they do to civilians, and then when Japan invaded, what they do to civilians. So you got to choose the lesser evil, I guess.
Bro, I'd rather pick US lah.
No,
Fuck that
if
lah.
we give up fast, also, I think Americans they don't even know how to point
I mean,
where
China
Malaysia
is probably the worst choice. You know why? Because during the famine, they even killed their own people, millions of their own people. So why would they not kill every foreigner, right?
Who, the Japanese?
No, the Chinese.
Oh, the bro,
during the great leap forward, they killed like 6 million of their own.
young people.
And then during the Great Famine, 40 million of Chinese, and then it just keeps going, man.
To them, I think, in my personal opinion, there are a lot of people, and we've discussed this a few times on the podcast. I'll get to this in a bit, the Wataniah training. But I feel that a lot of the Chinese ultras in Malaysia don't know.
That we are not Chinese. So
We
we
are-
are
yeah.
assimilated into Malaysia. We have this Malaysia identity. They don't see that.
Yeah.
They thought they are still Chinese.
Yeah, it is wild how they still believe
Yeah.
that China number one. You
Yeah.
know, I will.
I
gladly
guess they
go back.
have never interacted with like an actual Chinese national before.
I think even
they
if
treat
they-
us like we are Malaysians. We're
Less-
already assimilated into this country, so it's like that's our identity. We
Yeah.
shouldn't make ourselves Chinese.
It's funny. I think it's not just us. I think a lot of Chinese Singaporeans, a lot of
Oh.
Chinese Indonesians also have the same perspective.
Yeah.
They always feel as if like, oh, that's the motherland. That's where it
Yeah,
should be.
yeah.
But I don't think they know
There's
how.
too many Chinese in China. Why would they like?
They don't give a fuck, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
To them, I think Chinese people in China, right? To the you can call them the overlords of China, right? Like Xi Jinping, all that. I think it's a resource only.
Yeah, it's a resource. They treat
It's-
this as
yeah.
a number, not actual people.
Yeah, it's not our people. I think even Americans treat their army more people like than what the Chinese would treat their regular Chinese people.
Oh yeah, you know there's no conscription in the US.
Yeah, but they
what's
still have like the highest number of military personnel. In the
So
world.
most countries there's a conscription, which is mandatory military,
Oh,
Yeah, like
There's none like that in
Singapore,
like
the
Singapore.
US.
There's none in the US.
there's
and
none.
they have so many people in the military.
Yeah,
Bro.
they're willing to fight for the country voluntarily.
Bro, you know why or not? I studied in the US. I know at least 5 people who joined the military.
Oh.
Okay? And I only had like a handful of classes.
Okay, since we're talking about Wataniah, right? We're gonna talk about U.S. National Guard. Their version of Wataniah. Their version of Wataniah has their own air force.
But let's talk about this Wataniah first. Then we go to the US so you can compare. lah. So is this what you went through? 30 days?
30
Correct?
days, yes.
Location? Any camp or territorial army training
Yeah.
center? Where were you training?
Cannot say.
Cannot say.
Can. Territorial Army.
Where?
Where? Malacca, lor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Drill and discipline. What the fuck does that mean? What's the drill?
Basically, I guess just kawat lah.
Huh?
Kawat kaki.
So like
You kawat kaki for what?
So pengakap lah
Kawat
basically.
kaki to apparently indoctrinate us to follow discipline, but it's totally useless. That's all I can say.
Weapon.
Handling. So this
This
is
one
a
you-
grandfather gun lah.
Yeah, not even M4. It's M16,
Damn.
and there's no grenade throwing.
Fieldcraft and jungle warfare?
If you count that starting a fire as jungle warfare, then I guess starting a fire in the jungle
Okay.
With what?
with dry leaves, dry woods.
Got
all that
matches?
kind. No matches.
Oh, so you have to start from scratch, ah?
yeah, actually.
Okay,
And
I give
it's-
I give that a 3 out of 10.
So
Okay,
first
first
aid,
aid
what
is-
you spit on your mosquito
First aid, there's
bite.
no first aid, man. Even our own regular army, there's no like first aid kits for each anggota.
You watch Naruto?
No, I don't watch anime, unfortunately.
Bro, in Naruto, it's an anime. The most important
I mean,
is a medic.
I guess you can say I watch it like on Disney Channel or something, like one episode.
Yeah.
Does that
But
count?
basically, Naruto is like warfare but ninjas. So the most important ninja in the squad is the medic ninja. That's the number one protection because they are the ones that ensure the safety. But you have no.
There's no tourniquet kit for anybody.
What about sprained ankle? Do you know how to like? Do they
No
teach
sprain
you how
ankle.
to?
You just like sit down. Oh, I'm in pain. Anybody can help and see if there's anyone to help you. Just waiting only.
GG lah.
Yeah.
Okay. Physical fitness and obstacle courses. What's
That one got.
What is the? Are there like a certain like you have to hit number of?
Yeah.
So I know the running you said 2.5 km right? 2.3.
5, 2 or 3. I don't remember, but it's something along that.
Okay. Is this within a certain time?
No. You
Are
have
you
to
fucking
be
serious?
if you be in that certain time, then you are like qualified. But if you're not, then you are still good. But apparently just not qualified, but they're not gonna do anything to you.
What's the time?
I think 15, 10, 12. I don't know. I don't remember.
Oh shit.
That's how they
How
that's how little
insignificant.
they did to us that I still don't remember.
What about pull-ups, push-ups?
Pull-ups. No pull-ups, only push-ups.
Push-ups how many?
50?
50. Not bad lah.
Not bad.
Not bad lah. 50
Yeah.
push-ups. But I don't think push-ups.
Okay,
will
but
save
if you
from a
compare
gun.
it to National Guard,
National Guard to the US.
Yeah.
The US
Search
has,
National Guard US.
the US National Guard has two sides. One is like Wataniah, which is absolutely useless. Like you can be very obese and still be National Guard. And the other side is very qualified National Guard.
What's the very qualified Wataniah version? You know?
No, there's no qualified Wataniah version.
Let me just search National Guard US requirements. USA requirements.
yeah, I
I'm
didn't know
curious
National
now.
Guard also got Air Force. Bro.
Huh?
Yeah, bro.
Yep.
They're reserved
Yeah,
as Air Force.
they are called Air National Guard. And then even the National Guard itself have a component of special forces.
Wow.
Wow. What? But
But why?
yeah. Okay, so the US one is minimum 17
Green
years
card
old, maximum
also can,
35. Citizenship
Yeah,
must
that's
be
why
US
that's why
citizen.
there's Malaysian there, because they could be green card holder.
Oh, okay. So education, high school diploma, general education. ASVAB test, Armed
Yeah,
Services
ASVAB, yeah.
Vocational Aptitude Battery. What does that mean?
It's I don't know how to explain this, but I've actually tried this test before, and I only got like 60% out of 100.
Wow. It's a written test, is it?
Not really.
Then what
It's
is it?
partially written, I think.
Oh, okay. Medical and physical fitness, pass a military entrance processing station physical, must meet height and weight standards.
Yeah.
Holy shit, this is some Steve Rogers shit thing, way.
I mean, Malaysia also got heights and weights, but
I think
we don't
loose,
enforce it that harshly here.
Background check, no drugs, clean legal and criminal backgrounds, like commitment.
Yeah, basically
Wow,
the
you
same
gotta
as Malaysia.
commit.
8 years, my guy.
6 years of active, 2 years in ready reserve. Training timeline, basic combat training,
Oh,
10
yeah,
weeks.
1 year, bro.
Damn, advanced individual training, 4 to 52 weeks specific to your job.
There's no fight, lah, bro.
Wow, you gotta. But you see, this is where I get to the benefits, right? You scroll. Okay,
Oh, yeah,
so
there's a lot. There's like paid college. and
yeah,
stuff like that,
bro,
yeah.
that's why I know 5 of them because all 5 they're like, bro, I ain't gonna pay for student debt, my guy. So they have to serve in the military, and they get their degree sponsored.
And correct me wrong, I think people there really respect the military. Also.
Bro,
Like, they know you serve, they're like,
who is the most hardcore runner you know?
like personally,
Yeah,
you lah. You know.
Right.
No, I got one other guy who also run marathon,
right.
lah, yeah.
Normally when I ask this type of question, right, among my friends, because now my friends are runners, right, they'll be like, probably you lah, or one or two other guys.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
This guy is the guy that trained me to run my first 10K, bro. And the way he trained me, right, he's so military as fuck. Because I only run 5 km, and I think it's a mental block for me, lah. I only can do 5 km. At that time, a
Okay.
5 km, 30 minutes is really good.
Yeah,
Uphill,
yeah,
downhill, you know.
yeah.
So he was like, his name is Nicholas Koo. I doubt he remembers me. When Nicholas was like, bro, you can do 10. Then I'm like, no, I can't. He was like, no, it's a mental block. I know this. I've seen plenty of this in the military. The moment he's like, I'll run with you. So he runs with me. The moment I hit the 5 km, right, he pulls my shirt and he runs the next 5 km with me. He pulls my shirt the 5 km, bro. He's like, you're not stopping. You're not stopping. Then I finish my first 10K. That's his mindset, you know.
That's why they are number one.
Yeah.
hero lah.
And he's not from the US. He's
do-
Hong Kong.
I'm just curious. Do
Ah.
you think if the whole Malaysian military went up against the National Guard, do you think we can win?
Nah.
No, not close.
Nah.
Not even close.
Nicholas was like an entry level type of guy, and he
Bro.
was the shortest, skinniest guy amongst the other other five I know.
It's just damn sad. We can't even beat
The Air
National Guard.
National Guard, the like, National Guard in general in the US is equivalent to our military as a whole.
But if it makes you feel better about the Singapore part, I know a friend who's a Singaporean, and I'm pretty sure you know Singaporeans as well.
Yeah.
They talk a lot about how their NS training is elite and etc.
Yeah.
etc.
I think they are putting themselves a bit too high.
Yeah,
But
because
that's the Singaporean.
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
I know a guy who was captain of the boxing team, you know, elite, whatever, trained like God, then whatever.
Yeah.
Straight away, fight with the Mexican guy, one shot, the guy KO. First round.
I guess I'm like self-aware enough to know that Wataniah is not that elite. I didn't go, I didn't put myself like, oh, I went through Wataniah. I'm a legit like warrior, like legit full out soldier.
But it's strange how there's a pocket that is Gerakan Khas that is so elite.
Yeah.
That's the thing. That's why it's so
there's like
weird.
Pascal in the Air Force, Pascal in the Air Force, Pascal in the Navy, and then Grakas in the Army. All these are the elite pockets of the armed forces.
And do they get a lot of funding? I don't think so, right?
Unfortunately, they do but
Not
still not enough. Not enough.
How do they even find the fucking like willpower to go through
Yeah,
this? You know,
it's very admirable.
Yeah.
Damn admirable.
fuck.
I want to ask you like more. I think we bash Malaysia enough already, okay? But I want to ask a few things. What do you think of the whole China situation? Because we have a big Chinese population here, and I think a lot of people are confused as to which side to take.
You mean like which side take between US or China?
Yeah, that's one thing, but also the tariff situation, all these things going on, right? Where do you see this dynamic heading in the next 10 to 20 years?
I would wish Malaysia to diversify our in terms of like trade partners.
Right.
Because China, we are too reliant on China. And then on US, in terms of US, we are too reliant on their security cooperation.
Yeah.
While China, it's all the fundings, all the investments is coming from China.
It's a bit too dependent, right?
It's too dependent, way too dependent. There's no diversification.
I also observe this, like if you go downtown now, don't even say outside, downtown Kuala Lumpur, fucking damn a lot of Chinese companies doing investment into buildings.
If you want Chinese, like too dependent China, okay, you do that. But at the same time, you bring your own resources, your own state institutions to diversify. Go and find other partners. There's like all the entire global south to find, like Africa, South America,
India, yeah.
and then India, and then South Asia. Like those are the markets you can find.
So I'm not exactly the most geography inclined / politically inclined person, especially in this room right now in this show right? But like I would like to think that at least I have the basics. But don't you think China, right, has a price? They throw price a lot in order to win over the bid. Because I mean, it's very easy to say like, hey, let's go find an Indonesian investor to go do a building. Let's go find whatever XYZ investor. But I think that the geography itself already allows the Chinese to do it. And it can be seen in the consumer habits as well, right? You don't need to see investment habits. A lot of us are so dependent on all the micro purchases we have on
Chinese goods,
Shopee.
right?
Yeah, and I think, honestly speaking, maybe a bit too dependent.
Way too dependent.
Yeah, there's nothing that is made locally, honestly speaking. Like,
I if I'm not mistaken, the statistics show that we actually imported like 60% of our goods, like in terms of foods.
fucker, even broccoli, bro.
Yeah. 60%.
Broccoli, like, what the fuck, man? We don't even eat kacang, like those green beans as much,
So we are way too dependent, not just on China, on the entire global economy system that we are not self-sustaining, unlike Singapore.
Yeah. Wait, what? Singapore is self-sustaining?
Singapore is self-sustaining only on one aspect, which is water. And some other aspect. They also very dependent on
import.
Because Singapore, right, they can't produce anything. But the fact that they are managing to innovate in terms of like water aspects, that's very admirable.
What do you think Malaysia should innovate in?
Honestly, I don't know, man. We are too comfortable, man. It's like there's like no issues arising in many aspects. It's like we can just sit back and lay back.
I don't think I've seen, like, I do grocery shopping, I do purchases and all that. Recently, I had to touch up my house because of a leak and everything. A lot of the purchases all Chinese made.
Yeah,
It's
I think there's a lot of cooperation we could do with Singapore, actually, especially in water. Like since we are using crucial water for data centers, right? Why not we just get the technology from Singapore that they could clean out our urine water, all the wastewater to reuse again.
Because some politician is gonna start saying, oh, we sell them our urine for $1 and they give us back our urine and we pay them $10. Not fair.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna say that.
Definitely, for sure, man, for sure. Malaysia is like expected, you already calculated someone's gonna say it.
Actually, what Malaysia just has to do is go to Singapore and just ask, can we renegotiate the contract?
Yeah. I
Right.
think
Now
yeah.
is please change the price. You go. It's like please change the price, but don't change your side. You have to go there with an attitude of, look,
it's negotiation.
let's come up. Let's broaden the scope also. Maybe
I
the
think
other
we are
areas.
holding back because of an old grudge.
Yeah, so it's so
But-
dumb.
Yeah, but the Johor and Singapore economic zone, that one is
Yeah.
nice. That
Yeah,
one I like
yeah.
that.
I don't get a lot of Malaysian behavior actually.
Yeah.
I find it very strange because 10 years ago when I came back from the US, right, I got my first credit card and I was purchasing with credit card in the US before this. Not credit card, debit lah, whatever lah, right? But it was a PayWave mechanic. And it's only after 5 years in Malaysia they developed the PayWave. And I don't know why it was so difficult. Then I think about it now when you brought up the Singapore conversation, right? How come we don't copy the toll also?
ERP,
Yeah, bro, it's
Bro.
not that difficult. It's been around for more than a decade and we
Yeah.
still don't.
2 decades,
It's-
bro, I think.
Yeah, and I don't know why it's so difficult. I know,
I don't
okay,
know.
I get it. Cost is one thing. I get it, right? Implementation of infrastructure, I get it. But you don't want to try, man. Let's do one lah.
Like Malaysians will always look to Singapore like Singapore is this perfect example. Even though Singapore is not perfect example, personally, I don't think Singapore is a perfect example.
Bro, I think
But there's
Singapore
a
is-
lot of model we can copy from them.
Yeah, it's not
way too much
illegal.
model.
It's not patented.
But because of political situation, we're like, okay, why are we copying Singapore? Why are we not coming up with our own stuff and all?
Why
all
don't
the
we
time?
just
It's
copy
holding us
Japan?
back.
Why
Yeah.
don't we just copy Japan? Japan has the same thing. They just fucking put the card inside the car. Every car needs to come with a card machine.
Yeah.
Put your touch and go inside the car. Drive the car. Wherever you pass through, it'll auto deduct. That's it. And then you have a toll for people who have an old car. That's it. Then
Honestly,
the toll
I
that show
think-
them long.
I think there should be more cooperation with Singapore.
Bro, I
Because
think-
Singapore is literally just down there.
Yeah.
But I think that will improve more lah, because you look at the leaders on both sides now, they don't
Yeah.
have the old baggage.
Yeah, they are
Yeah.
we are way like on really good terms compared to before.
Yeah. Even like Najib's era and you compare it to Lee Hsien Loong, I mean, the squabbles is they hear from their
They're
from
matai.
their fathers.
Oh,
their
oh, oh.
fathers fought. But their generation, they're like, okay, we don't want to be too close so we don't anger our
Now
dads.
it's
But their
Lawrence
dads
and-
are all gone already.
Yeah, no, Lawrence.
And Mate, touch wood, he's 100 already.
Yeah,
right?
if Malaysia continues to be this moderate, we can actually like establish, I would say, a Schengen. You know Schengen, right?
Yeah, the
EU
Schengen,
Yeah,
yeah.
we can actually establish some sort of Schengen laws or
Like, yeah, like for example, I don't think we need to have a passport between 2 countries. Don't think so. Maybe
They
need a
will be
special
scared
pass
lah.
to.
Yeah.
I think they will be more afraid than us lah, because
Yeah,
a lot
true.
of people might go there, and it's not the locals of Malaysians, right?
No.
It's the non-local Malaysians that might go there.
But
Also.
if from Malaysian perspective, it would be good lah. But from Singapore, maybe not.
Yeah, they don't want to be on the losing. It's like why America don't want to just open up to Mexico. You get a lot cheap labor also, but they don't want to do it, ma. Otherwise, you just infringe onto American
Yeah,
rights.
I
and-
mean, American farms, there's a lot of illegal immigrants because it's cheap.
yeah,
Yeah, if Trump were to enforce the deportation really seriously, right, and remove all the illegal immigrants from the farms
They
and
die.
stuff, they die. There's no
Yeah.
one willing to do the job.
It's the same in Singapore now also, and actually it's the same in Johor. I don't know when was the last time you went to Johor, bro? Do you remember the last time you went to Johor?
No, actually.
Ah,
Long ago.
you remember
last year.
last time you went
I
Johor?
went to Singapore. Lah.
But you go Johor or not?
Pass by. Lah.
You go to Mi Valley, Johor, right? The restaurant all closed on. 12 o'clock only open because not enough people. And the question is, why not? Like, just open lah, fuck. 10 a.m. to 12. No, bro.
Remember
Cannot afford the
last
extra
time I
2
go to
hours.
Go to Johor, right, it's very empty.
Yeah, because a lot of people rather go to
Yeah,
Singapore.
Iskandar Putri there, damn empty.
Yeah, bro, you got that near mic.
Oh.
Yeah, but it's
my
tough lah. No, just pull it towards you, bro. Yeah. I think it's very tough, bro. A lot of Johorians also who live there, and I'm not saying I pity lah, but I think like you reach a society where you can't even eat out.
Yeah.
It's so sad, you know. Because if let's say you can't even like afford to tapao tap fan, because there's not enough manpower, it's so empty, the shop lots also like fuck all. Very hard to survive. Everybody rather go over to Singapore and work, man. The SGD is so much higher. Then you make the trip back. So even the temp staff all don't even want to bother to be educated.
I mean, the thing is, yes, it is a challenge, but it's something that people have solved before, which is Hong Kong, Shenzhen. You know, you wind back 30, 40 years, you can make the exact same argument if you were in Shenzhen, right? No, everybody want to go to Hong Kong. But why is it now that Shenzhen, I mean, it's not on par in per capita wealth, but it's very good really. Why? Because they focus on their education, they utilize the land properly.
Yeah.
So it grows, but
But
unfortunately,
it requires a lot of investment into it. Like,
I think in this world, right, money is no more a problem. I think
Really?
it's not a problem. It's not a problem anymore. Because there's so much capital in the world, right? So you need the people. Now
but disposable capital is different. I think, like, if you look at China as a whole, right, they know that Shenzhen could be the leadway into Hong Kong. It's like no brainer. A lot of people come to Hong Kong, and it's kind of like the entryway for people to do business, right? So to them now, it's competition for cheaper. So I suppose it's what Malaysia could do, lah.
Yeah.
But we are a much smaller country than China as a whole. You know, it's so weird that you brought that up. My mom, I think it was like 15, 20 years ago, she went to Hong Kong for business. And then she took the train to Shenzhen. She took the train, go all the way to Shenzhen. It's like 45 minutes, 1 hour. She came out of the train station. She's like, fuck this place. U-turn straight away, go back Hong Kong. Just this year, we went to China, to Shenzhen.
It's a different...
Bro, she went to Shenzhen. Then she was like, wow, Shenzhen changed so much. Oh. Take the train, go to Hong Kong. She's like, wow, I want to go back Shenzhen. It's the reverse, bro. It's so wild how the change.
Yeah. So there is already a formula. The problem with Malaysia is that we don't like to copy, or like we have this.
Is it
pride.
ego, pride?
No, you see, like for example, if Petronas copies Norges Bank in Norway, all you have to do is copy. There's no new idea. We got a new idea.
Yeah, I think Chinese copy all the time.
Yeah,
Look where they got them.
It kind of worked out for them.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Like it works so well. Look at Xiaomi. You copy until you become like almost a established brand.
You copy something already established, and then you innovate from there.
Yeah,
you don't have to re-innovate to that certain point. Then you baru start innovate again.
100%, man.
And to your point earlier about, I actually have a very different view for a lot of Malaysians. I actually think that self-sufficiency for a lot of food items is not necessary. What we should do is we should have the capacity, but not utilize it. And in fact, we do. So, for example, let's take rice, right? I think 60% of our rice is imported, something like that.
Yeah,
A lot
Thailand,
from
right?
Thailand out there,
Yeah.
right? So a lot of people say we should do that. Now, the first question is, okay, what ratio do you want to increase it to?
I see.
20%, 30%?
I see.
So you have to determine that first. But besides that, there's a reason why Malaysia not self-sufficient in a lot of these things, because we actually use the land for something that a lot of other countries cannot have, which is palm oil.
Oh.
Palm oil as an agricultural product is one of the
Most
best
lucrative.
used one. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the fact that only us and Indonesia can produce it means it's special.
Yeah.
So if you own a piece of land, okay, now I put yourself in the position of the landowner. Okay?
Yeah.
So the government comes in and say, hey, you should do rice. You should do rice.
You're like, fuck that. I want palm
I
oil,
want
bro.
palm oil. Yeah.
Because you rather have palm oil, fucking the trees all over, it just whack out, and then like it's you just hire some cheap fella to go and
So what we should
Yeah,
be
that's
doing
true.
is we should make sure certain land don't get developed.
Yeah, and it's exclusive.
In the event that, let's say, Thailand tries to be funny and not give us any rice, and we have to do it ourselves.
Though I think we could do with less, right?
Yeah, because we know in the best rice farmers in Malaysia are in Sekinchan.
Oh.
They are like by far the best. So all we need to do in the event of a crisis is to make sure we have the land available. We tell these Sekinchan first, can you go there and just
Sekinchan
multiply.
your way.
Yeah, just multiply whatever you need for Malaysia.
Yeah, talk about palm oil, right? It's actually a barrier right now between us and the EU to have a free trade deal.
Yep.
Yeah, EU is like a really huge market. If you want to, everyone to diversify from China, EU is the way. We don't have a free trade deal with them yet.
But they are looking into it?
It's already ongoing. That's like the talks are going. The trade talks with EU are going.
Wow, man. Is this a result of the tariffs in the US? Because
No, it was pre-tariff
Is
during the
it
Biden era.
pre-tariff?
It's a long-standing disagreement.
Yeah, EU actually tried
Wow.
to tarnish Malaysia's palm oil as like the unhealthy alternative of like
Yeah.
unhealthy oil.
But now
But now they are trying to get EU to drop that allegations, so we can have this free trade deal.
what do you think Malaysia needs from the EU?
A lot of
lot.
stuff,
Was
especially the high end chip making, all that kind of stuff.
high-end chip
ASML,
making?
ASML,
A lot, bro.
From Europe.
yeah, even
Yeah.
Europe. Their stuff is not like they're not famous for chip making, right? But there's still a lot of capable chip making company,
Okay, apart from chip making?
and also
No, a lot other tech.
Yeah.
Like Infineon in Malacca is from Germany.
Oh, sure. I
It's
see.
Germany, right? Yeah.
But
Yeah,
no
and then-
raw products lah. It's mostly produced materials there.
yeah, and also like automotives. Yeah,
cars.
the European automotives. Yeah.
Oh.
God.
Wow. I always thought that it would be raw ingredients that require more rather than a product that is somewhat finished.
Europe needs our raw material. That's why we're trying to get this deal done.
Oh, but we don't need raw
And
materials.
if we
from
give
there
them
lah.
palm oil, their costs will lower because
Yeah.
palm oil is cheaper. Yeah.
Oh, damn. Wow. But how long has it been ongoing? It's not
Long-
even executed.
long.
It's for
time.
decades, I think.
Decades already.
But only now it's started to pick up again.
Why now?
I guess just
Russia-Ukraine war.
based on circumstances, like could be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're desperate lah.
Yeah. They're trying to diversify from the Russian oil also.
So the story of palm oil is that there's only one rival to palm oil, which is soybean oil.
What the fuck?
And soybean oil is mainly made in the US.
Really?
Yeah,
US?
mainly in the US, and other South American countries also. So it's a rival one. Like you can in econs textbook. they always use-
Soybean oil.
Yeah. So they accuse Malaysia and Indonesia of deforestation.
Yeah. They
Yeah.
intentionally do that, by the way,
Oh.
because of our palm oil.
But if you think about it, to produce soybean, you need even more land. Because
Yeah.
with palm oil, it's one tree that grows up.
Yeah,
So
bro.
the fruit fall down. And that
Soil
they
is
collect.
like creeper.
So it's like, yeah.
Unless you do building of soil lah.
Yeah, but then you have to build the
Yeah,
building
you
and
have to build
there's
the
even
building
more
foundation.
Yeah, so there's even more carbon footprint.
Yeah, actually, my friend Jeff did mention this before. He's like, "Fucker, it's just propaganda lah. Okay, palm
Propaganda,
oil
yeah.
is fucking is everywhere lah. Okay, it's whether you want to fucking do it or not.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did recall a conversation, but I didn't know soybean oil was like a competitor.
It's the direct. It's not just it's the direct. It's like this Goku Vegeta.
So why? So the reason why they don't do palm oil is because of the environment lah. It's like it's
No, it's just purely interest. They're just the West is just BSing their way and just
Yeah.
shitting on palm oil.
Yeah, you have to know that basically every economic activities, there's a lot of interest going on, and a lot of tarnishes and propaganda and like bullshitting is literally just trying to protect their own interests.
Because we can give them, I mean, a very affordable oil source, right? So the minute they remove all these restrictions, our products will flood and we will destroy.
their own
the
industry.
economy.
Yeah.
Oh,
We will for sure. We are more efficient and all that. Malaysian palm oil companies are world class. I mean, because there's only two fellas can do it. So we are world class.
wow.
Yeah.
I want to go back to MJ's question about the where you foresee Malaysia to be in the next 15, 20 years. Though.
And the China situation.
I sorry, I deviated a bit.
That one is gonna be a hard one because our politics, right? We don't really have a certain direction to go into. We do give up like white papers of our strategy and all that kind of stuff, but we don't have a specific direction that we're heading into. So that one's like hard to,
There's no direction.
not specifically no direction, not entirely, but generally speaking, there's like no direction.
Huh.
Yeah.
Oh, you're so lost, no? What the fuck?
But you know, if you ever
Just
get
like
invaded,
swinging only.
if you ever get invaded, Singapore will definitely help us out.
Why?
Yeah. Because we are the buffer.
Yeah. And also a lot of raw materials Singapore can get access into is in Malaysia. We have the land and everything. So there's like a joke running that Singapore is going to be the one that protects us.
Yeah, I believe that. It's not a joke. I don't think it's a joke. I genuinely think that. Because then they will start giving us advice. They will supply us with
The planes from
money.
the US. and
Yeah,
shit.
the weapons, right?
100%.
Maybe that's why we all don't invest in military because we know that in the end they ultimately depend on us. So why spend so much money on that?
Makes sense.
Right? Like,
No,
Well,
actually,
so this-
my theory is just they just don't give it much thought.
Yeah. And Singapore, such a small island, they could produce their own armored vehicles, their own small arm weapons. There's the SAR-21, the gun, the bullpup guns.
the what?
The bullpup guns, the rifle.
Oh,
Their own rifle. They produce their own rifle.
damn,
And then they
bro.
build their own ships. And we couldn't do any of that.
Do you think it's because they pump a lot of money into education and that's why the kids all grow up to have a bit more foresight into the future compared to the kids here?
Maybe partly because I also think that the fact that there's already so much foreigners in the country, there's already like a established like how to say a trained workforce already to do all this.
Bro, I think you are probably the youngest person I know. Actually, maybe even only like top 3 people I know that knows this much in depth. Right? Don't you think? I don't know. I don't know that many guys who are this in depth when it comes to
I think
geopolitics,
Malaysians
bro.
care a lot about
Their own.
how their standard of living is increasing. That's what they really care about. Lah.
Do you think it's because
So this kind of thing, right? If you see it as important, it's important, lah. But like they'll say, like how am I gonna make money from this? And the answer is
I do sometimes think that Malaysia is too focused on
Exactly.
social issues that we forget that there's actually foreigners that are also gonna try to mess with us also.
But do you foresee a change, or do you think we're going to be maintaining the same way?
Maintaining the same way.
I think so
look
too,
at
man.
the past 20 years, it's about the same.
No lah. I don't know whether the last 20 years is the same lah. I think it's improved in the last 10 years or
Oh
so.
yeah, definitely.
I think, like, for example, I know this is like layman shit I'm going to say lah, right? But I think safer for sure. I think more accessible for sure.
Yeah.
I think people definitely more educated, more aware.
Yeah.
All right.
From that side, that's definitely improvement.
Bro, the
but
fact that there are kids like you that know all this shit compared to like my time in 22, bro, I was like picking
mean-
up cigarettes, bro.
I mean,
at
I do
21,
have the
22, bro.
advantage of information like, because of all this electronics.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. But even at that time, I think having access to information is one thing, but having to have to be led in that direction is another lah. Like stock investment for is MJ, right? Finances, understanding like how, why, and all that. But I think majority of people don't really fall into that whole like curiosity camp and then you go deep dive into something. I think the deepest I've ever dove in, right, is like I'm curious on Google Maps, like, where is this island? What the fuck? Then I drop my pin here and there, and then I forget about it 5
but
minutes
we don't
later.
reward curiosity anyways. Right? It's not
Yeah.
value, right? You don't promote.
The number one thing is you can earn money, man. Do this type of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. What were your parents' thoughts when you decided to when you told them that I'm really interested in this field?
They don't really have much reaction. It's like, just let me do my own thing.
Are you
'Cause
older
I think
sibling?
they also like don't know what I'm doing lah.
You only
Probably.
child or you got siblings
I
or
got siblings. I got 2 other siblings.
younger, older?
I'm the youngest, oldest.
You're the oldest.
I'm the eldest.
Oh shoot. So your parents are just do only lah. It's okay
Yeah,
lah.
do only lah. I mean, they probably don't even know what I'm exactly doing also.
Did they ever ask you like so I can earn money? Or not?
No. That's why I'm studying law lah.
Oh. I mean, sort of makes sense. How,
Yeah.
you know the 2 articles you sent me?
Yeah.
So regarding I'm gonna butcher it's the Israel-Palestinian one, right? No, it's Russia, Ukraine,
Ukraine.
and why Malaysia should be more for Ukraine,
Yeah.
right? I have 2 questions for this. So the first question is what possessed you to write it? And number 2, did they contract you to write this, or did you write your piece and then you submitted it?
Oh, I have a really lucky opportunity to be recommended to the
Wow.
editor by someone on Twitter.
Ha!
Yeah.
Someone recommended
Yeah,
you off Twitter.
I'm really appreciative of her doing this for me.
Who is that? Are you allowed to name that person?
I think I could.
Just go for it. What's the name?
Is Miss Munira.
Okay.
Yeah, Miss Munira.
And
She basically recommended me to the editor for the Diplomat magazine,
Okay.
and I have the opportunity to write because I already wrote these pieces and published it on Twitter, and then I think she read it and it's like, oh, this is actually convincing and very well written, and then I just have this opportunity.
So she linked you up with
Yeah, she
the
linked me
diplomat.
up.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is so fucking crazy. How on Twitter someone linked you up like that, man.
Yeah, it's a crazy opportunity.
So what happened was she recommended you and then you basically linked up with the diplomat and then they told you that I need you to write on this specific topic
no,
or
I already
you
write-
proposed
I
or you
already wrote
wrote it
that,
already.
yeah.
Oh, it's for it to be published there.
Yeah.
Wow. What was the other article? I forgot. It was
The
like
other article is about international law, like how Russia acts with impunity when they invaded Ukraine, they invaded Georgia, all that kind of stuff.
I was watching this podcast on Joe Rogan. I forgot what's the guy's name, but they were talking about how. Wait, let me just pull up that guy so that at least people can reference this podcast. I was just listening to it while I was doing the setup earlier. Peter Zehan, right? And he was talking about how it was somewhat predicted that Russia would attack Ukraine eventually, right?
Yeah.
And if you turn back time, during your early years, did you foresee any of this happening as well? Or like, because if you asked me 10 years ago, John, do you think there'll be wars in the future? I'll be like, no lah, where got such thing lah. People nowadays, they want peace. That would be my typical, I'm not from PJ, but PJ
21st
uncle
century,
response.
Yeah.
Because I think, or at least I would like to think lah, I'm a person that at least goes 2 layers deep to think like, oh, I don't think got war lah. Why would there be a war? I think people very dependent on one another already. But did you foresee this happening?
Actually, no.
Is
Because
it?
of the Budapest Memorandum.
What is the Budapest Memorandum?
Basically, US gave their security guarantees that in the event that any countries attack Ukraine,
That's so specific. What the fuck?
the US would come and protect Ukraine. That's a security guarantee lah. And then,
Hence the money lah.
in return for the security guarantee, the Ukraine will give up all their nuclear weapons.
Wow.
Yeah, because after the USSR broke, right, Ukraine has a huge stockpile of what was formerly USSR nuclear weapons and their strategic bombers. So you have to give that up and destroy all their strategic bombers or give it back to Russia. And
What
then
the
Russia,
fuck?
and then after this memorandum, Russia attacked and the US did nothing. So Ukraine is like
Bro,
in
what the
this
fuck?
situation, like they got basically betrayed by the US lah.
But I thought the US gives them a lot of money, right? I think they were giving them a
Yeah.
lot of money during the Biden administration, right?
Yeah, but like the Budapest Memorandum was created in the 1990s.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so they go against their security guarantees.
What the fuck? So
Yeah.
you were saying how you predicted that you wouldn't have predicted that this would have happened because of that.
Yeah, I wouldn't have predicted that they want to conquer entirety of Ukraine, but if they want to get like small patches of Ukraine, that's predictable because they already got Crimea in 2014.
Yeah.
But the fact that they want to get like to Kiev, to the entirety of Ukraine, that's a bit crazy.
Would you justify what Russia did?
No,
Cannot, right?
cannot. Ukraine already gave up all the nuclear weapons because of Russia,
Yeah.
and the fact that US also wants like less nuclear armed states.
Why do you think they did it anyway? Knowing that
Impunity.
what
They
does that
already
mean?
they already did 2014. 2014 is like a pretense. They already trying to test the field.
test waters,
Yeah,
right?
test waters. Like, okay, 2014, I could do it. There's no one stopping me. Besides, like nice warning letters from other leaders. So it's like, okay, we could do it again. And then the fact that they also did it to Georgia.
Wow.
Yeah,
But why isn't it? Why is no one speaking about the Georgia one rather than and everybody's focusing on the Ukraine one? Is it because of Zelensky?
no, could be partially because Georgia is very small.
So
It's
it's
like
insignificant,
the size of maybe Brunei and a bit
Ah.
larger, and yeah, around that size. It's only that large. So it's very small. So no one really pays attention to Georgia.
You know, I spoke to like Vic about this, about the whole
Yeah.
Russia-Ukraine thing, and like, so I'm not very well versed in this aspect of it, so you can correct me if I'm wrong, lah, right? It was something to do with UN, right? And how Ukraine was very pressured to, no, Ukraine wanted to join the UN.
Yeah, the NATO, you mean?
NATO.
NATO, sorry,
NATO,
NATO.
NATO.
And then Russia was like, bro, that's not part of the deal, bro. And then
Yeah.
Ukraine was like, fuck you, lah, I can do it now, lah, right?
Okay, so the timeline is, right, they give up their nuclear weapons.
Okay,
And then Russia invaded them in 2014.
okay.
So now they have all the rights to join NATO because
Because
Russia
you
would,
gave up all the...
and Russia didn't obey their terms. Or didn't obey their own terms.
I see.
So they have a reason to join NATO. And the fact that Russia justified the invasion by saying that, oh, Ukraine is going to join NATO, so the NATO is going to be at my doorstep is invalid because Estonia in the
They also
early
joined
years,
NATO.
they already joined NATO and without
So why are they
anything
so
happened.
particular with Ukraine then? Is it because of the location?
Yeah, the Black Sea. The only warm water port Russia has.
Can you
Which
just fucking go on Google Maps, open up Ukraine? I'm maybe I'm a bit blurred, but isn't Ukraine locked in?
they have a Black Sea.
They have
Black
ocean,
Sea.
ah?
Yeah.
Black Sea is the most important sea, the access to the Mediterranean.
Yeah, because
Oh.
Turkey controlled the entrance
Bosphorus
into
Strait,
into the Black Sea.
Oh, so that's why they purposely...
I will explain to you the Russian case, right? Because
Okay.
I study, I listen to what they say. Okay, the Russian case is this. Historically, if you look at Russia, right, they
Uh-huh.
have the longest borders with everybody,
yeah,
and so they are very vulnerable
to
country
many
to
touch points.
So you look at their whole history, whether it's west, east, whatever, they've always been
Oh shit, Black
invaded.
Sea, oh yeah. Oh.
You see Istanbul,
Yeah.
that's the choke point
Yeah.
into Black Sea.
Odessa, especially. Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah, there's
Odessa?
like a strait there. So Istanbul is like an island, basically.
What the fuck?
Almost
There's a
like an
strait
island.
at Istanbul?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Huh?
the Bosphorus. Yeah.
So
Please
Russia
keep
only
zooming.
warm water port is here, lor. Because on the far east in Vladivostok, the port are usually frozen almost all the time.
Oh, so
Yeah.
this is the basically the only water point lah for them actually.
I think
That's
they had
like
one
the
more
one-
in Novgorod there, I think.
Yeah, up there, but that's
North.
not warm enough apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
this
the-
like
Saint Petersburg.
Scandinavian area.
Saint
right?
Petersburg.
Yeah, St. Petersburg. No, so the Russian case is they have always felt vulnerable. And so what they want, a strong Russia, is one where they have what they call strategic space.
Okay.
So if you go back to the map, under the Soviet Union, they had Lithuania,
Lithuania's on the
Belarus,
left.
Basically the Baltic
Ukraine,
states. Yeah. This whole
maybe
line of
Poland.
countries.
Poland or no?
Estonia,
Estonia.
Latvia,
Lithuania,
Belarus, Ukraine.
This was their strategic space
Okay.
against the West.
Yeah,
Okay.
even Poland is part of that.
So when the Soviet Union fell, each of these areas
Were free lah.
were free.
They became their own. They gained their own independence. lah.
So Estonia joined NATO, as you said.
Yep.
But if Ukraine joins, they say now they do not have this space anymore.
Yeah, back then Ukraine was not pro-NATO, because they have a very pro-Russian government. That's why Russia didn't do anything to them.
Oh, I think Vic mentioned this before. It was because I don't know whether correct me if I'm wrong if I say this. The previous Prime Minister of Ukraine, President of Ukraine, was very pro-Russian, and he
I
was
think his
taking a
name
lot of
is-
money from Russia also, right?
Yeah.
Because he's like corrupt lah to some
Yeah.
extent. So Zelensky is quote and unquote less corrupt or not corrupt, and then because of this difference in power, now Russia is like, bro, cannot.
Yeah. I think the last
Oh.
president is Yanukovych, the one that's corrupted. I forgot his name, but yeah, before that, before Zelensky, there's this color revolution that Russia always calls it.
What's the color of it?
Basically, when the pro-Russian government fall and it becomes pro-West, Russia would just label it as a color revolution.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait. So MJ, you were going through
Yeah.
your explanation.
So I think part of the issue is that Ukraine don't want to follow something closer to Finland. So if you look at Finland, it's a very similar situation. You go on top, where they have a long border with Russia, right? Finland chose to be more neutral.
Yeah.
To not join NATO.
Oh,
Yeah. So I think the right approach would have been for NATO to, for the Ukraine to just be like Finland.
Yeah, but
Focus on
after
development.
they take away the
Russia invaded Ukraine, right? Finland joins NATO. So it's kind of
Ah.
they defeated the whole point. lah.
Holy shit!
No, but that's why it's that's the situation. So because of this, the balance got upset, and basically if you join NATO, you get, basically what it means is NATO is really the US.
Yeah.
They say
Yeah.
right. Okay, maybe US plus a bit of
Yeah.
France and Germany lah.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it lah, right? France and UK. Germany is nothing. So what it really means is if they join NATO, US can put their military assets in
And Ukraine, and it's too near.
So I give you an example.
But they can put it in Belarus, Latvia, and Estonia. Are they all part of
Belarus is
NATO?
not part.
No,
They,
no.
they did put it in Estonia.
Yeah.
Oh.
But of course, comparatively, right, Ukraine is a
Larger
lot bigger.
also.
Yeah.
I'll give you a somewhat similar situation where a few years ago, the US installed this missile system called the THAAD system in
Okay.
South Korea.
Okay.
The minute they install, China banned, I think, Lotte World from or like Chinese people from visiting Lotte World, and they had a K-pop ban. So K-pop stars cannot perform in China. It might be still going.
I
on
mean,
today.
I've never heard of K-pop bands going to China lah. I mean, to some extent, it's true.
yeah
lah.
lah, yeah. So like because
And that's a big market, man.
the equivalent here for China would be North Korea. North Korea is their strategic space.
I
Some breathing space with the
see.
US.
For Russia, it would be Belarus. lah.
Yeah. So that's why that is the situation. You need space. That's it. Because you look at Russia, this kind of open land, right? Like, okay, if you choose, if you have a map of Europe and you are playing this like war game, right? The country you choose is England.
Yeah, because you're so separated from everybody, bro.
Yeah, and then if people invade you, you can see them from a mile away. Then you can just.
Yeah, not only that,
That's
you
right.
can even feel it right? Because you know news will spread from Belarus, Poland,
That's
Australia,
why you would choose.
Germany.
That's why UK is a mirror image of Japan.
Whoa.
Because UK's geopolitics is always I have to make sure the continent does not have one big player. So every time, let's
Someone
say
rises.
Germany attacks France, I help France.
Oh,
When France under Napoleon attack Germany, I help Germany or Russia,
is
whatever.
is the neutralizer.
Is to play this it's play this game. So no one is big enough to overwhelm.
me.
Yeah, if you look at Russia as an
correct.
entirety, right?
Uh,
They actually have no warm water point. No, as
Yeah.
much as they have the coastline, right? It's all like frozen,
Frozen.
during the winter time.
Yeah. So the problem
Wow.
with my criticism of Russia would be they have not done enough to give the rest of the world trust that they will stop at Ukraine.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because you can slowly just go further. and
That
further.
is the problem.
If
with
they were
Russia.
to align more moderately with the West, right? They could have access to Ukraine, for example, because there's already precedence for this in Africa, where Ethiopia they want to use the port, right? They already negotiated with Eritrea to use their ports. So if Russia wants to have access to a warm water port, they could just negotiate with Ukraine rather than invading them.
Yeah, man. But why they so aggro lah? Because you
because
can
Russia, their mother Russia, right? I mean, there's a certain ego.
Yeah.
Do you think if Putin dies, there'll be a huge power vacuum, and
Oh, absolutely.
then a lot of people would try to take advantage of that position and also push further?
sure.
Or do you think they would be more conservative?
No, I think they're gonna. Yeah, actually more conservative.
I think more conservative, right? Because I think Putin holds a lot of soft
Yeah.
power internally also, right? Because like, I wouldn't say it's smooth, but at the same time, it's not destruction, lah, right? I remember after the attack on Ukraine, a lot of the McDonald's, all the franchises, all gone, right? It's
Yeah.
like some own brand Russian
Yeah.
McDonald's going on already, lah. Wow. What about the eastern side though? Because can you scroll on Nick?
Oh, we have Vladivostok lah. Vladivostok is like the only second warm water port of Russia.
Yeah, because I was thinking over here also got warm water.
Yeah, but the problem here is it's all sea. There's like no the major trade routes is on the other side because of Europe, the Middle East, Africa.
And from here, where you want to go?
Yeah, we only have Southeast Asia or the US on the other side.
It's a
We
bit
go
too far,
further.
so.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. So human beings are just nature of comfort lah. They pick the easiest route lah. I mean, the easiest one is there lah.
Yeah, like the hotspot is right here. All the economics activities are going here. All
Yeah.
the human capital, everything.
Food is probably better there also lah.
Yeah.
Who
Who doesn't like kebab or shawarma, right?
Yeah, compared to frozen Korean food.
But yeah, that is Russia's situation. lah.
So fascinating, bro. Have you traveled a lot in your years?
Nope. I've only been to a few countries only, and that's it.
Where have you been?
Hong Kong,
Okay.
Thailand,
Are
Singapore.
there places you want to visit?
Oh yeah, I want to visit some place that I would consider as dangerous. People would consider as dangerous, but it's fascinating.
Where?
Like Kurdistan,
You want to visit Kyrgyzstan?
Kurdistan
Is this Syria? lah?
Kurdistan.
in
Near
Iraq,
Syria. Yeah.
Iraqi Kurdistan.
Why?
I don't know. It's just they're such a niche population that they have their own identity, but they don't have their own country.
Could you spell that so Nick can just type it?
Kurdistan, Kurdis,
Kurdys.
Kurdis,
DIS. Oh, in Iran.
Iraq.
Kurdistan, Iraq.
Wait, why is that Kurdistan, Iran, and Kurdistan, Iraq?
Yeah, because the race of Kurds, right? They don't have their own country.
Huh?
Yeah, they are. I think they are the largest ethnic group in the world that doesn't have their own country. They are separated into Syria, into Iraq, and another country, and Iran also.
Wow. They are like all over in that zone. Lah.
Yeah, but they don't have their own country. That's why there's like so many rebellions. It's because of the Kurds. They want to have their own autonomous region.
Are they Muslim? Or Kurds
no.
are just Kurdians?
Kurds are just Kurds. I think
or
they have
Kurds.
their own religion. Yeah.
Damn. Can you just click on the image, bro? I just want to see. Have an idea. I want to. So you want to visit the Kurdistan region in Iran?
Iraq.
In Iraq?
Yeah.
How is it dangerous?
Apparently, Kurdistan region in Iraq, it's even safer than Iraqi capital city Baghdad. That's what I heard lah. I'm not sure lah.
Because
But-
they have their own defense.
Yeah, but it's so established right there. There's an entire civilization around here that nobody is
Ah.
exploring. So I just want to explore it lah.
Is it expensive?
I actually have no idea.
You will probably have to go through Turkey. lah.
That is beautiful.
Turkey is.
Though.
I think going to Turkey is probably a safe. No, actually no. Turkey is actively combating the Kurds.
Yeah, they don't like.
Yeah. So we have to go through
Maybe
Iran
now
first.
Syria got a new
Yeah.
country now.
Yeah, President
Huh?
Shara.
Syria is the newest country now, no?
Not
Sudan.
newest country.
It's Sudan.
South Sudan.
But it isn't new government lah.
Yeah, new
There's
government.
the newest government lah.
They
Yeah.
overthrew the Bashar al-Assad.
But no, because to me they changed the flag also, right?
Yeah.
So is that considered a new country? I feel like
No. Just new government.
yes, but
Yeah, they
change flag, no?
overthrew the dictatorship.
okay.
This
anyways.
is some crazy Dune shit, bro. It's
Yeah.
like Dune,
It's
bro.
amazing, man. The fact that human could survive in this such condition, dry and arid land.
I remember I had a friend who his name is Irshad. He stayed in Budapest for a couple of years. And he was like, bro, you don't want that lah. Landlocked is so sad lah. You cannot have fish, cannot have seafood. So when he came back to KL, right, he just devoured the shit out of seafood. He's like, fuck that lah. But he said Budapest was beautiful lah. He always asked me to come and visit him, but I never did because it was so expensive to fly all the way.
Anyways, yeah. So I think we want to
Crazy.
move on to the least controversial topic, which is Israeli Palestine.
Yeah.
Most fun one, right?
Yeah, very fun.
I know you.
Very
I know
fun.
you posted a meme where if Israel loses and if Palestine loses, and then
Oh,
it's a
oh,
guy
you-
with a suit.
Oh, you mean like if Israel loses, I'll wear a suit.
Yeah.
And then if Iran loses, I also wear a suit.
Yeah, and I saw it got quite a few response and
Yeah.
people hate. But maybe you can explain your position on this situation. We all know Malaysia's
Yeah, of
Stance.
course.
position, right?
Of course, there's clear violation by Israeli against the Palestinians, right? That's like out of question. That's a fact. But the fact that many Malaysians doesn't understand Iran's role in this conflict also it's kind of unfortunate because
Educate me. I don't know as well.
okay, how do I shape this? So back then when Bashar al-Assad was still in power, they are basically complicit with Israel. That's why you don't see Israel bombing Syria
Until recently. yeah.
until recently.
Oh shit.
So the fact that people think that Bashar al-Assad is like a good person
It's wild.
is wild.
So Assad don't like Khomeini, and therefore they are planning with.
Okay, that regime is an interesting one because they are complicit with Israel, but at the same time, they are funded by Iran.
Interesting.
So they're funded by Iran, so there's a lot of drug trades and then weapons smuggling going on, which affected Lebanon, which have an organization called Hezbollah.
Okay.
Hezbollah. So there's a lot of weapon smuggling going to Hezbollah.
Okay.
And Hezbollah is, they always use moral justification to defend Palestine when their real interest is just trying to get control over Lebanon.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when Assad regime got overthrown, right? The new regime by President al-Shara, they actually tried to crack down on the weapons smuggling into Hezbollah because
Okay.
they were actually in a war with Hezbollah. So there's a lot of different factors going on.
Even again, this new president was an ex-terrorist group
Yeah,
as well, right?
what the
was it
fuck?
Al Qaeda or
ISIS.
ISIS, yeah, he's ex-ISIS.
But,
So
but
funny.
after that, you know what happens? He quit ISIS and becomes the one that start killing ISIS.
Interesting.
He's part of the HTS. His organization is called HTS, supported by Turkey to combat ISIS.
Oh,
So he leaves ISIS and then he starts attacking ISIS.
Yeah, because to him apparently ISIS is too extreme.
okay.
Yeah, I think back then when he was young, right, he's just an enthusiastic kid that wants to fight off the oppressors. So he
Okay.
joined ISIS. He thought that he is for a good cause. But after he grew up, he realized that okay, ISIS is bad. Assad is also bad. So I have to like
Be my own.
be my own thing.
Bro,
So
what?
okay, wait. So Assad is friends with Israel, but helps Khomeini as well.
Assad impliedly be friends with Israel.
Okay,
It's
so
not like an open relationship. It's a under the table relationship.
right, and when you say friends under table, meaning they just don't catch each other.
They
lah.
don't catch each other, and then they also help each other out in some ways.
Okay, so then when the new president comes in, now he's a friend of Turkey.
Yeah, so that's what makes Israel worried, because if Assad was overthrown, they could no longer act with impunity in Syria, and there's no like a buffer state between Syria and Turkey. I mean, like with Turkey lah.
I think this would help if there was a map.
Yeah, just
Oh, yeah.
I think this will help because for me, right, my geography, right, is limited to like certain parts. I know Israel Palestine where it is, but I somehow get lost for a while. Then Iran,
Wait. So wait, so
and
Turkey
I don't know where Syria is.
don't like Israel, right?
Turkey, absolutely hate Israel.
Okay, so but Turkey is friends with
HTS,
New Syria,
the new
right?
Syria.
Okay, but Syria is cracking out Hezbollah, which means they don't like Khomeini.
Okay, wait, hold
There's
on.
too much factors going on here. You know, Syria is like the most complicated geopolitical situations that people just think that, okay, Palestine is good and then Iran will be good automatically. But they forget there's so many factors at play.
Okay.
Because Turkey itself also hate Iran. So I don't even know how to map out the entire situation. I can only briefly map out the entire situation.
No, because what I'm confused now is that if now they're friends with Turkey and Turkey don't like Israel, but Syria also now cracking down on Hezbollah, which is a proxy for Iran.
Yeah.
So does that mean that Syria is also not so friend with Iran now?
No, they're not friends, but they are friends of convenience right now.
Right.
Yeah, friends of convenience.
But he's cracking down on Hezbollah though.
Yeah, but since Iran has no route into Syria, they couldn't fund Hezbollah.
Wait, Iran is south, right?
Iran is right there.
The middle one, the big one.
The big one, yeah. This part.
Jesus Christ.
Wait, but so does Turkey like Hezbollah?
Nope.
No, right?
Turkey has a friends of convenience relationship also,
So
but since Syria is under power by the Shah's regime, so Hezbollah is like in a way lah.
So Turkey don't like Israel, but also don't like Iran.
Yeah,
Bro.
but they are friends of convenience right now because of Israel. He's a friends of convenience with Iran.
So it sounds like Israel's the winner lah.
Winner in a way? No, I don't think
Because
so.
there's no one like united. Because we know the southern Arab states are all, they don't really care about as much about the situation.
It's a loss for Iran and Israel.
Oh.
Because Assad is under table deal with Israel and then also openly funded by Iran.
Right. Okay. So the big winner is Syria and Turkey lah. Actually.
Yeah, Turkey.
Turkey is the big
Turkey
winner.
is the big winner.
Why Turkey? Why is Turkey the big winner?
Because Bashar al-Assad's his regime fall, that means that there's no smuggling route into Lebanon for Hezbollah. So yeah.
Okay. No, so I explain. So you know Israel for Syria, right?
Okay.
So Israel don't like Iran.
Okay.
Iran don't like Turkey. Turkey don't like Israel. They all three don't like each
Yeah,
other.
all done each
This
other.
is a Pokemon Charmander
Yeah.
don't like
So
Squirtle. That
so
type
the
thing
real
going on.
question is where does the colorless Pokemon side?
Yes.
Okay. So Syria is the colorless Pokemon.
Okay.
So right now the colorless Pokemon is with Turkey.
So they want to go together with one of the elements. But why? Is it like a trade benefit? Is
No,
it
because
like
for him to get get into power, I suspect lah, right? He needed to defeat ISIS or ISIL, right? So
And
he
ISIS
got
is
help
based where?
from. It's based in Syria, Iraq.
Yeah, northern Syria. The HTS or Shah's organization is based in northern Syria.
And you know when
Okay.
the Kurds we talk about, they were the ones fighting
And the
ISIL
Kurds,
as well.
the Kurds is the American element. There's an American element
Yes.
in here, but we don't talk about that because it will make it way too confusing.
Yeah. So that's why Syria is very important. So before the new government, Assad was pretty much
In
you can say
control.
neutral.
It's trying to act neutral. It has under table deals with Israel, and then it's funded by Iran. So it's
Okay.
against Turkey's national interest. So when Assad regime was overthrown, Syria becomes unified, like partially unified under President al-Shara.
The
Okay.
current one.
Yeah, and then since Assad was gone, Israel no longer has a buffer state, and Iran no longer has a smuggling route into Lebanon for Hezbollah.
But Hezbollah is based in Iran, lah.
Lebanon.
Lebanon.
But then, okay, so what is the linkage between Hezbollah and Iran then?
they
It's
don't like
funded
Israel
by
lah. They
yeah,
don't
They
like
just don't like Israel.
Hezbollah is funded by Iran, and then it wants to gain power in Lebanon, and then also wants to.
So
Destroy-
basically,
But Hezbollah is just a group, right?
Hezbollah is just a group. It's a political group. It's like
it's Hamas with better weapons.
yeah, and you know back then before this October 17 got popular, Hezbollah and Hamas is actually enemies.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so there's too many
Oh
factors.
yeah,
at play.
and you know why? Because Iran is Shia Muslim
Yeah,
and Hamas is Sunni Muslim. We are Sunni, right?
Yeah, Malaysia is
Malaysia
Sunni.
Sunni.
What are they fighting for? Is it
different ideological groups are basically there.
huh?
They're under Islamic, but they're under Islam, but they're different ideological
Yeah.
groups. It's like Christianity, there's Protestant, and then there's
Methodist,
also
there's
Catholic.
and all that. But I don't understand. So basically, they're fighting over a different ideology. They want like a specific land.
This is a whole different conversation. It has to do
Yeah.
with. So in Islam, after Muhammad passed away,
Yeah.
who do they follow? His I think his son-in-law or his best friend or whatever. I cannot remember. Later you can go ChatGPT to check. So there's two people to follow.
Why are they doing this? Like,
That's
This is
why
a totally different
Saudi Arabia also
conversation,
hate
but-
Iran.
Yeah, correct.
what the fuck?
Yeah, there's too much going on here. That's why this part is like some people consider that you can fix this region.
Yeah. So
What the fuck?
so the thing is,
So it's just their own.
as far as a military threat is concerned, Iran and Hezbollah is a bigger threat to Israel than Hamas. Hamas is it's not really a
Yeah.
physical.
Yeah,
Threat
and
too much.
since Assad was in power back then, Syria was not a threat. But now Shara came to power, is supported by Turkey, so it is seen as a threat by Syria, by Israel.
I thought Israel's concern, right, at this point, right, was only with Palestine only. They're
No.
Palestine
So-
is the distraction.
So
Remember-
basically, right, Israel has beef with a lot of people.
Oh, back then there's a war called the Yom Kippur War,
Yeah.
or the 3 Days War,
Okay.
with almost the entire Arab League and then Egypt.
Yeah. So after that war, right?
Egypt also.
Yeah, everyone.
Back then,
everyone.
in the 1960s, 70s,
Ah,
that time.
Okay.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So Israel just
actually-
want to take out where everybody is.
Yeah, Israel back then during the Yom Kippur War, they got the entirety of the basically
Sinai
you
Peninsula.
See, you see the
See
Suez
the pizza?
Canal, right?
You see the pizza?
Oh, they
Yeah.
got the whole pizza also.
So they
Yeah.
gave back the land to Egypt.
Egypt.
Just don't attack us.
Yeah.
So ever since then, Egypt not affected.
Yeah, that's why people said
Oh.
that Egypt are complicit with Israel, but they don't have the historical context behind it.
And the key one actually is Saudi Arabia.
Where's Saudi
Because
Arabia?
after Iran, the most powerful Arab state is probably Saudi Arabia, which is here, the big one.
Yeah,
Oh.
big one.
And after that war, the US struck a deal with Saudi Arabia.
Okay.
Supply you weapons. Please don't play around with oil prices, and implicitly don't, kacau Israel.
Yeah,
basically.
that's where the Abrahamic
Right.
Accords came on. Abraham Accords.
This is before Abraham Accords, but
Yeah.
Abraham Accords is
Yeah.
the next evolution of the relationship.
Yeah.
So the three big ones that are surrounding Israel, if you look at over the past 60, 70 years,
Okay.
Israel has been the clear winner because when they first was born, everyone don't like them and invade them. But now Egypt, Saudi Arabia, and Jordan don't mess with them.
Yes.
So only Iran and Lebanon.
Bro, Iran has to cross over Iraq to mess with them, bro. They have some
No, that's why
major
they,
beef.
no,
what
that's
the fuck?
no, that's why they have Lebanon.
Yeah, and also Iraq, they have a smuggling round in Iraq also, and then also like a pro-Iranian rebel group in
Correct.
Iraq.
In Iraq.
Yeah.
So basically now Israel just needs to make peace with Iraq, lah, right? And
No,
make
the
peace with
rebel
Syria,
group.
lah.
There's a rebel group problem.
Oh.
Pro-Iranian rebel group. It's the government of Iraq is like non-interference because they can do
They need to
anything.
be neutral, lah. Right? They cannot be like.
Yeah, they are not exactly neutral, but they can do anything.
If you draw a line across like that,
Yeah.
everyone south pretty
It's
much chill towards Israel. More chill, I wouldn't say chill. Everyone north and Turkey, Iran, all that don't like.
Why?
And
Is this
there's
because of
another
religion?
problem also down there, right? At
Problem.
Yemen, is where Saudi Arabia and Iran clashes.
Yeah, there you go.
You see how confusing this
Yeah.
whole situation is, right?
Why?
It's basically a civil war in Yemen.
Oh.
There's a Saudi Arabia backed rebel
Houthi.
group, and then
Houthi
the
rebels.
Houthi is the one backed by Iran.
What the
Houthi
fuck?
is the one
so
that-
people
that
go and
causing all
send
the
their people
problem.
there to go and fight, lah. So Yemen is all fucked already, lah. Because
Yemen
people-
is all fucked already.
That's why another big winner is also the US because
They
you
produce
know how
military stuff and sell to them. the
whole
world.
world,
Yeah.
right? It is the ultimate island, right?
Yeah,
Far away from everything, but
It's
can
America.
meddle
that's
in
how
other people.
US back then went after World War II. They rise up so fast because of isolationism. The Germany couldn't reach them, and they are like basically isolated.
They
lah,
can
the
see
one
from
big
afar,
island.
lah.
Yeah.
So a lot of people don't know this. In 1988, there was a big war between Iran and Iraq.
yeah, Iraq,
1 million
Iraq
people
war.
died.
Yeah,
A lot of people died.
Do you know who was helping? The US was helping which side?
Iran.
Iran.
Wow. Then after that, they
Yeah.
go and.
And then
Bomb
I think they have helped both sides before.
yeah.
Yeah.
Back then when Iraq tried to invade Kuwait, right?
Yeah.
They invade Iraq lah, to prevent the
Wow.
invasion of Kuwait.
So the job of the US, right?
It's just to interfere when needed
Yeah.
to interfere in order
Yeah.
to not allow people to.
The
get to
biggest
power.
fear for the US is Iran controls everything.
Yeah, that's why there's so many factions.
Correct. And the beauty for the US is, even though Saudi Arabia and all this Egypt may not like the US, but they don't like Iran as well. So
Yeah.
whenever there's tension with Iran, the US just comes
Yeah,
in. Would
and
you like
since
more
US
weapons?
is so far away, right? Even though they don't like them, they don't really much kacau them lah.
Yeah.
It's more on the geographical position of Iran that's like more of a big problem.
And in the invasion of Iraq, right? You look at the map, you go closer.
Okay.
How would you invade Iraq from land? If you
Kuwait.
did not go through Saudi Arabia?
Kuwait?
Well,
Oh,
that's
not
one.
through Saudi Arabia.
In back then when
No,
you
not
were-
only that. Then how about the air?
Yeah, lah, just go by air. Israel.
No. But you still have to pass by Jordan, Saudi Arabia.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
How did they get all this access?
I don't know, man.
I mean, there's Turkey.
Because
lah,
Saudi
there.
Arabia are
That's it.
friends with, not friends, but they are chill with the US.
So they allow the US to go through via Saudi Arabia to go and bomb.
Yes, and the US, they struck a sweet deal for Saudi Arabia. Basically, we send you military, we also send you our best oil and gas personnel. We pretty much, run a lot of your oil
Basically
economy.
the advanced economy Saudi Arabia has now is basically like established
funded.
by US funded. Yeah.
Partially, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So the US was when they understood the game, that's how they came. That's why people don't like them, because they're playing this game. Lah.
Oh, so you don't hate the player, you hate the game, lah. But a lot of people hate the player, lah. That's why.
No, it's just that the US have been successful
Yeah, lah.
relatively.
Because if you talk to a lot of Chinese ultras, right, they all don't like the US one. They're like, US cannot. And
it's not just like the US playing it. They also have very powerful allies.
Yeah.
And don't forget, Turkey is in NATO.
Yeah.
That's the
It's
funny thing.
NATO.
So technically, NATO, Israel, and Saudi Arabia are all on the side of the US.
But at the same time, right, there's also another Cyprus problem. Turkey occupied northern Cyprus, and Cyprus is in the EU. So Cyprus is the only EU country that's occupied.
where the fuck is Cyprus?
The island of
Island,
Lebanon.
yeah.
Or who invaded Cyprus?
Turkey.
Turkey.
Northern Cyprus is known as the Northern Turkish separate
shoot.
Turkish or something.
Oh.
It's occupied by Turkey.
So that's
basically.
why the Israeli-Palestinian conflict is a distraction
Yeah, from a lot of things.
from this perspective. I mean, the humanitarian part, there's no denial.
Yeah,
lah.
there's no denial. That one is
Okay.
horrible. But when you look at the whole picture, it's not just that small part of the continent that's in problem. It's literally that entirety.
Region, that area, lah.
Yeah. So when you say like, oh, we should support China because they support Palestine or support Russia because they support Palestine, they forget the fact that all three of these have some sort of interest in there.
Yeah.
They all play different roles.
And,
Wow.
and the proof is, right, Iran is part of BRICS and all this. No one helped them.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh.
Yeah. Look at when Iran was attacked by Israel, right? Russia did nothing.
Yeah.
But when Russia invaded Ukraine, Iran did everything. They sent all the drones and everything to Russia.
Yeah.
So Russia is like a very unreliable ally. lah, basically.
In the BRICS. Yeah.
Because it gives no benefit to both China and the US and
Russia.
Russia to help
Help
Iran.
Yeah. Because Iran is just. But Iran would rather help them, lah. If
And then when Iran threatened to close the Strait of Hormuz,
Yeah.
you know that Strait of Hormuz,
for the shipping one, right?
China said don't do it.
Then
Yeah.
they say, okay.
China's interest is in there also because they need.
Bro, you know,
The
you
shipping
close
route
the shipping route. It is one of the few events you can do, right, that can piss off both the US and China at the same time. If you are able to do that, you're F.
Back then, USSR did that. During the Sino-Soviet split,
Yeah.
China became pro-US to counter USSR.
Yeah.
Wow.
Bro, anything you want to do in geopolitics, just don't pick the option that pisses off 1 and 2.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Where did they want to close off? Sorry, can you just
Strait
point
of
it out?
Hormuz, there.
The choke point.
This is the equivalent of the Strait of Malacca.
But where does this go? Up there is dead end, bro.
But up
No,
there,
it's
the
out. It's
entirety
not.
that-
It's not
yeah.
in. It's
All
out.
the oil is coming out of that strait.
Because you see, like
Oh.
Kuwait, Kuwait at one point at the peak supplied like 19% of the world's oil. 19.
what the fuck? Kuwait is so small,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah, dude. That's why Kuwait. That's why US told Iraq, don't invade Kuwait. That's why all the military edits came in, Don't invade Kuwait.
Yeah, and
then
then all
they invade.
the American like those rock songs
Yeah.
came in with all the helicopters flying. It's all from there.
It's Kuwait, yeah. That's the memes, bro.
That's a meme.
That's where you get all the memes.
I think I don't spend enough time on X, that's why.
So Iraq, even Iran, I think, and Kuwait, a lot of their oil goes through there. So you blockade
Oh.
there, then no.
You piss both
Yeah.
the
Then
US
China's
and
like, okay. Yeah, sure, you can. You will piss both off. Yeah.
Yeah. Another example of pissing both off is Pakistan and India, when US and Russia try to gain influence in these two countries.
Uh-huh.
And then initially Pakistan was with the US, and then India absolutely hated the
Yeah.
US. And then after Russia came in, tried to establish influence in US, they want to establish influence in India also. And then Pakistan was like, hey, why are you helping India now? I thought you were helping me. And then it pisses off Pakistan, and then India becoming pro-US.
Then after reverse.
it's just keep going back and forward.
So the story with America, Pakistan is very funny. So in 1960s, right, there was zero diplomatic ties with China. Zero. When I say zero, I mean like silence.
With who and China?
US and China.
Okay.
So to beat Russia or Soviet Union, the US needed to get China on their side. And they caught wind, right, that there was 1 million Russian soldiers on the Chinese border.
Oh shit.
There was a big war that was about to happen already.
That was the Sino-Soviet split.
Yes. So when the US found that out, they're like, okay lah, time to say ni hao, So they needed to get to Chairman Mao.
Okay.
This was President Nixon, I think. Nixon and Henry Kissinger. So
Wartime president.
they're like, how do we do it? So that's when they know Pakistan is good friends with China. Then they told Pakistan, hey, can you get us in? Pakistan say can, give us weapons. Okay, we give them weapons. And apparently Henry Kissinger had to fake an illness. He had to tell the media, I'm sick. But it's actually not. He's getting on a plane to go to Pakistan, to fly into China, to open a diplomatic relation with Chairman Mao. And then after that, 1 year later, Nixon came and meet.
What the fuck?
But India is very pissed because the weapons that they gave the Pakistan was used against India. But then now the thing has switched because India has border disputes with China. Like if you scroll, go inside, you scroll
inwards,
nearer.
like Tibet.
Inwards.
Tibet.
No, scroll some more north of India. So like
Nepal.
I think it's Himachal Pradesh. I'm not sure. There's a few areas that China took from India. And there are some areas that India took from China.
But that's not even part of China, bro.
No,
That's
Tibet.
Fucking Tibet. Oh.
Tibet is in.
Yeah, Tibet
is in
China
China.
annexed Tibet like in the
Wait, Tibet is Chinese?
Yeah,
Tibet
asterisks are with a big asterisk.
yeah, they annexed Tibet.
Okay, anyways,
and then
the-
they ousted Dalai Lama.
Yeah, so just accept. Yeah, Arundel Pradesh is another area as well. So because of this, they don't like China. So initially, China and US friends, so they pro-Pakistan. Now China and US are against each other. So now they are
Pro-China?
no India and America is more friends.
Or pro-America so that it's like neutral with China.
So it's
distance or not.
it's ever shifting.
That's why the notion that America prop up China, because back then they didn't want to counter USSR. USSR is like a big threat, right? So they have no problem giving everything to China. But since USSR already fallen, now China is the main threat. So it just keeps going on. The process just keeps going on.
You know Osama bin Laden?
Yeah.
You know Al-Qaeda was trained by the US
What the fuck?
because Al-Qaeda was used to fight Russia.
Oh
So
my
they
God.
train Al-Qaeda to
and-
fight Russia.
And then you train them, already, then they become
you
fucking
fly
oh
it.
my.
And then
Yeah.
Taliban also was trained by
Yeah.
US in Afghanistan to counter USSR.
Yeah.
But since USSR had fallen, it buys back to
Bites their ass
That's why
back
there's
lah.
a phrase in geopolitics, right? It's called you do not
have friends.
you do not have permanent friends. You only have permanent interests.
Yeah.
That means tomorrow's friends is today's enemies. Vice
When
versa.
US was still in Afghanistan, Pakistan was funding the Taliban.
Don't know, Mac, bro.
Oh, okay. So when US was in Afghanistan, right, still in
Ah.
Afghanistan before they pulled out, Pakistan was funding Taliban.
Okay.
And then after US left, they are having like very high tensions with Taliban now, Pakistan.
Right now.
Yeah. There's a lot of skirmishes and deaths of soldiers on the border with Afghanistan.
The Pakistan-Afghanistan border.
Yeah. And they are also deporting millions of Afghanis back to Afghanistan.
From Pakistan.
Yeah, from Pakistan.
So you look at the world, right?
Such a mess, bro.
It's a mess.
You look at the world, and then you realize Malaysia not bad.
Yeah, Malaysia not bad. After looking at all this, Malaysia not bad. And we need to do something to keep it that way, but we are not doing anything to keep it that way.
Yeah.
I want to ask before we end this podcast, right? Could you just rate the army for Pakistan, Afghanistan?
Oh, I think like Pakistan probably give it 7.
Yeah, 7
Ah.
against Afghanistan, 7 lah. Afghanistan is like 3, 4,
Oh, is it?
but it's not even like conventional warfare. It's just small skirmishes. They send a bit and kill off and run away. And it's not even
Oh.
guerrilla. It's just skirmishes.
Iran?
Iran, it's only 5. The only reason I give it 5 is because they are supplied all the missiles, right, is supplied by China. All
I see.
the critical components of missiles.
Israel?
Israel,
Ooh. For its size, 10.
for it says 10. The fact that they could open so many fronts against Egypt and then against Syria, Lebanon, but of course with the fact that it's funded by America lah.
Yeah.
But
That's
I will
why.
argue even if they don't get funding, so I think
Still
they will,
10?
Yeah.
Yeah, like back then during Yom Kippur War, it's not funded that much by America compared to now. but they still managed
But
to
still
pull it
can
off.
manage, yeah.
I would say the few 10 minutes, I think US, Israel for sure. I think
Korean?
decently high up, I would say.
Korean people also have to enlist, because they have
Yeah.
to fight with North.
French is not bad also, I think.
Yeah, French not bad.
Because they're very pro-nuclear.
Yeah, but there's also a meme going on that French always wave the white flag because of World War II. You know?
Yeah. But then if you
I
go
seem
back
to have
further,
missed the joke. With the white flag in France, though.
No,
Why?
because they lost, ma. They
Oh,
lost
I
so
see.
quickly. Hitler blitzkrieg them.
Yeah.
It was the biggest shock because no one feared Hitler because okay they can take Poland or
but not
Czech
France,
or whatever.
yeah.
It's France, man. Then sucker blue.
And you know, many people forget the fact that it's not just Hitler, his regime started war. USSR also. USSR is actually allied with Hitler until Hitler betrayed him and invaded, Eastern Russia.
Uh. Wow.
Guys, I have to.
Yeah, it's gotta go.
Not
for
Eastern
more.
Russia, sorry, I mean Western. Why am I saying
You guys
Eastern?
can
Eastern Europe lah.
continue. Go
No,
in a
it's
minute.
okay. I got
very fun.
commitments too.
But it's very fun to look at.
Bro, it's a
the world.
crazy thing to go through, man. I
It's a
feel.
crazy thing. Sometimes I do feel like I'm like a bit terminally online because of how complicated things is.
But I would say the real, if you want like pure excitement, I'm just saying pure excitement, right?
Go watch
It's-
Macarena.
No,
and-
it's
oh.
if Asia was as crazy.
What
Because
the fuck?
if we had the same dynamic in Asia, right, it will be
Yep.
it will be way more
We are
interesting.
damn lucky that ASEAN works,
Yeah.
We're damn lucky ASEAN works.
Because I can tell you, right, the one country that can be like a ASEAN hegemon here, my view is Vietnam. If they wanted to, they could.
Can I
Oh,
have the time
if,
to ask
if
why?
let's say if you close out and no outside influence,
Uh-huh.
no one can intervene.
Uh.
China, US, I think Vietnam will own
Vietnam
all
also
this.
has the highest
will-
population,
will own
biggest
all this.
Sorry,
population.
say again?
Vietnam has like the biggest population in the region besides Indonesia. But
Oh,
since
nice.
Indonesia is like an island,
Yeah,
Vietnam
go.
is connected to the mainland. So
I see. All right, man. Ciao, brother. I think you get rack up. He's going for football.
okay,
Yeah.
enjoy football, man.
Bro, I know you haven't had lunch, so I think we can wrap up lah. But it's joy talking to you, my
we didn't
friend.
even manage to talk about the current problem in ASEAN, man, which is Thailand and Cambodia.
Maybe we can. Tell me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, why not? I mean, if you don't mind, because you haven't had lunch, bro. It's already like almost 3.
I could go without lunch, man.
Oh, fuck.
I did one meal a day before when I was working out.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Okay, please enlighten me.
You remember back then, not even back then, just a few weeks ago,
Mhm.
Thailand and Cambodia, they have a little clash at the border.
I don't really keep up, so please
Some
enlighten me.
Thai soldiers and Cambodian soldiers was killed.
Can I ask why?
Because of the border skirmishes. They don't recognize the border that was drawn by the colonial master.
Oh shit! So they didn't even recognize where the border was, so that's why.
Yeah, especially the temple of Priya we hear.
Can you spell that so that Nick can just search that?
Preah.
And was this on X or what?
X.
Was it Twitter? Sorry. Was it
No,
on
this
Twitter?
is like everywhere.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, Priya we hear. Yeah,
Wow,
Priya
what
we
the
hear, like
fuck?
Vihear. Vihear. Priya we hear. Vihear.
H-E.
No, it's Priya, like this Priya, and then we hear. Yeah.
P-R-E-A-H, you say it.
Preah, and then we hear. Vihear.
Oh, Vihir province. Yeah.
Yep, this region, man. There's a temple there, and they have been fighting over the temple for a very long time.
How long?
But after French pull out of Cambodia,
And why are they fighting for a temple? Why are they fighting for a
because
region?
because it's a piece of
Oh,
land.
quite big, bro. What the fuck?
Not that entire piece, but like the
northern
region,
part lah.
the northern part.
So who I'm going to assume Cambodia wanted to protect lah. Then Thailand go and invade.
Since it's a border that was driven by the colonial, right? And then also cultural influence. So Thailand thought that those pieces of land belongs to them. I think Cambodia also thought that those pieces of land
Is it
belongs to
kind
them.
of like how Sabah is fighting over a piece of land with Philippines because
Yeah,
we
but-
always have that debate? as
Yeah,
to
but
who
this one
owns
is
it?
even more complicated
'Cause
because
inland.
both of those countries are Buddhist.
Ah,
So they thought like during the Khmer, I don't know how to
the
pronounce
Khmer.
that. The Khmer, yeah.
Yeah.
The Khmer Kingdom, right? Is one that's one country. So after those two split up, because the French got that part,
I see.
just-
That's where they drew the lines lah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's such a wild world we live in, right? You know, I
Yeah.
was literally having this conversation with a criminology expert, right?
Oh,
And
criminology.
yeah, and the guy was saying how like a lot of people in Malaysia and whatever get like fake scam jobs, and then they like decide like, hey, I can go Thailand or get a high paying job, and then they kidnap you and then bring you to Cambodia over the border.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Have you seen that movie? I don't know what the fuck it's called. It's on Netflix where they like whip you, take away your phone, and then
Oh.
like, bro, it's mad, bro. And that's
mad,
how online scams all start. Yeah, it's like this huge hotspot in Cambodia. So they from Bangkok, they drive you all the way, and then they like put a bag over your head.
I
Take
know,
away
they,
your
I know
phone.
they take away your phone, like even though they told you like it's just gonna be another job.
The craziest thing is they give you back your phone to do social media. Okay?
To scam people, I use it.
No. To use it to tell your family that you're okay.
What the hell?
And then they confiscate your phone back. So if you post something wrong, and they're on the looks, they post now. And if you don't post, they take like nail, what do you call that? Toothpicks. No More Bets. That's the movie you should check out. They take like toothpicks, they like hammer it into your fingernail, like enough to, break your leg, that type of thing. Wow, crazy, bro.
Yeah.
And I went to Cambodia for work before. I was fucking terrified.
Oh, you went to Phnom Penh?
I went to Siem Reap. Siem Reap, yeah.
Oh, damn.
Quite near now that
Quite
you look at
near.
it. Yeah. And at night it's like a whole new world over there. I don't know. When I do events
Is
full
it
time.
nice though?
Okay lah. The food is good for the first 2 days. After that it's the same. I've had like fried chicken with ants. It's quite unique.
Oh,
Yeah.
live ants, dead ants?
The ants they fry the ants together with
Oh.
chicken. It's quite good. It's like crispy, but
Oh.
it's,
It's like
not
it's
chicken
like
skin.
crispy bawang lah.
Ah, yeah, that's an accurate description. Yeah. But after that, I quite scared. That's why I never really traveled to Thailand, Cambodia, all that. MJ was also mentioning, and it was corrected later on, it wasn't the queen of China. It was like a representative in China who had to go to Thailand to have like, what do you call that? A negotiation, or tell them like, hey, I need Chinese tourists to come back, whatever. Then it's quite mad lah. A lot of people were kidnapped to going there also lah. Yeah, man. Bro, actually, right, I feel this is really out of depth for me. It's such an insane conversation where
Yeah, I
I
don't
realize, right, I am so removed from all the countries. Like I know roughly where certain countries are. Like I can tell you, even Nick, right, bro, it's really really like out there, right. I for countries wise, I don't know how, right, you would have to study all these countries, all these historical touch points, and for them to justify each other's actions, and then link it together.
Oh,
With current news.
that's why I've studied this geopolitical thing for so long, because you actually need to piece by piece and
Yeah.
then piece it together. You can't just one day sit down and listen to a 2-hour lecture and then
Yeah, you got to talk nearer to the mic.
crap, I
Yeah.
keep doing that.
It's okay, it's okay. Yeah, it's quite tough, bro, to link it all together as well. And sometimes I think even if you absorb, I hope you can absorb that amount of information, right? To link it together sometimes takes a bit of effort, especially with how news is distributed nowadays. Because there's always a bias.
Oh yeah, that's why I always when I look for news, I don't just read one side.
You have to read multiple
I read
sources.
multiple, even based on their political spectrum. Like if you are like extreme leftist or right or like
You will need to know where the position of the writer stands also,
yeah,
right?
I actually read from both sides to see their biasness, and then you can actually see the clear picture after that.
Wow, dude, that's so tough, man.
It is. It's very time consuming.
You I don't know whether you're allowed to mention this, whether you have a girlfriend or not, lah, right? But how does she feel about this?
She's not involved lah.
No, but when she, how do I put it? I don't know whether it's just me, lah. You know what mansplaining is?
Oh, I don't do that to her.
Yeah, for sure, lah. I also hope I don't do that to my wife, lah, right? But sometimes I go off the tangent. I'm like very passionate about movies, right? So I'm like, this that, this that. Then she's like, you don't know any cares, right? Only you think about this type of shit. I'm like, never mind lah. But do you ever go through that? But who do you talk to about these things?
I would talk to my own head, man. And luckily, fortunately, I have some friends that is like knowledgeable in this matter, so I could talk to them.
Quite difficult, right?
Quite difficult. Very rare that people knows about this.
Bro, even if you had me like as a friend lah, and then you're like, hey John, you hang out, then you talk about these type of things, I'm like, bro, this is out of my depth, man. I don't even know whether I have the information enough to have this.
Yeah, and then Twitter is a gift, because nobody on Facebook or like
Yeah.
Instagram knows about this. Only like Twitter, you can actually have like, all these constructive
Conversations. Hopefully not the people who are trolls that go and
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of trolls. Like, it sometimes get under my skin, but
yeah.
usually I just
how do you have conversations like this with your parents?
No, literally no.
What the fuck,
I feel
man?
very confined sometimes because this part of the conversation like so niche, you know,
It's quite, bro. It's so fucking niche, bro.
so fucking niche.
Yeah, man. And not only that, it's ever changing.
Yeah.
So whatever you've learned at that point of time is to some extent, don't know whether true or not. So you have to fucking source check.
Yeah,
and
sometimes the
reference
news is like so shocking. I can only shock with myself, and nobody can be shocked with me. You know?
check. It's quite tough,
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But are there locations that you somewhat select to learn about, or do you kind
There
of go
is.
across the globe? and then-
I do go across, but also there's a region like of course our locally the ASEAN region.
Nick is curious about one thing. Oh, what do you mean? He's asking why do you think ASEAN is very lucky that it works?
Because of the historical, you know, there's Vietnam back then. Vietnam invaded Cambodia and committed like all the genocide. And in Cambodia, there's also a dictatorship back then,
Yeah.
also genocidal. And then now Myanmar is like falling apart. And then Thailand hates Cambodia and they're fighting again. So it's like you can see, right? Like we are constantly fighting, but somehow ASEAN works.
Do you think it's because we are somewhat distanced? You see, I think,
I think we're selfish enough to be distant to each other.
yeah,
Yeah, that's what I thought. Because, you know, Philippines, they want Sabah, but we are selfish enough that, okay, I already have this. I don't want more. If
Yeah.
I do want more, but if I get more, I might lose more.
yeah.
So we are
dog with
selfish
the bone,
enough. Yeah, to-
I think it's the isolation of the countries that make us work. Like,
True.
if you are somehow connected, right, that's when you get a bit greedy because it's within reach,
True.
right? When you say that now and then you compare to that whole fuck all fest that we talk about Israel Palestine, I'm like, they are literally next to each other.
Yeah.
Multiple religions that are conflicting with one another, which is pretty fucking
Yeah.
similar.
And then you look
also.
at Malaysia back then when we have conflict with Philippines and then Indonesia
yeah,
during the Indonesian confrontation.
yeah.
And it works
Soekarno,
out.
all that.
So
Yeah,
you know,
it's so strange, you know. And
we're
if
very lucky, man.
on top of that, right, we are actually the mid ground in which we have a healthy number of Christians, Buddhists, and
Yeah.
Muslims. That means because we are midpoint, we are supposedly like high war zone, you know, this
Yeah,
one.
exactly.
Because up there is like, I wouldn't say purely Buddhist, but a lot of more Buddhist side.
Yep.
Southern is very Muslim.
Yep. And look at Malaysia alone, our foreign policy, even though back then during the Malay rulers, right, we own southern Thailand, like Pattaya. But we didn't claim for them.
We didn't claim. We
Yeah.
just like, it's chill lah.
Chill lah.
Yeah.
And everything works.
Even the Sabah one also, I feel, right, like the Philippines, it's kind of like, you can have a conversation about it lah. We don't need to die about it. You don't need to die lah,
But
you know.
But also there's like a one very niche part about this conflict in Philippines and then Thailand, right? So there's like allegations of somebody. I need to keep this very general. There's like allegation of somebody funding the southern rebels in Thailand so that they they will be more busy dealing with their own shit and not gonna deal with us.
What the fuck?
And then also like southern Philippines. There's rebels in southern Philippines. So Philippines have to deal with them and they won't deal with us.
So you're saying,
I'm not saying anything. I'm just putting it out there.
but it's allegations, ma, so it's not true lah.
Yeah.
So somebody is supplying these rebels to keep them busy lah.
Keep them busy so that we are safe.
Holy shit, man. Is it in ASEAN?
I mean, why not?
You think these things actually happen?
But even if it didn't happen, it still works in our favor. So if it ended, right?
Yeah, it would be a bit more.
Yeah, it would be a bit more
chaotic
dangerous
lah.
now. Yeah. So good thing it didn't end lah. Good thing it didn't end for us. Good thing.
Yeah.
But for them, it's not good lah, obviously. But for national interest, everything is like natural interest, pure interest, you know.
It's a distraction from what could happen also lah,
Yeah.
right?
So Philippines wouldn't be too focused on Sabah, you know, all that kind.
I think it's also our strength in currency. I think, like, because the currency is not so strong, right? That there is less incentive for us to attack one another.
True.
Because you kind of need to deal with your own shit. So it's like,
Yeah.
bro, I cannot lah.
This
But
region, no one has like monopoly in this industry and that industry. Like,
Yeah.
it's very spread out. Like
yeah,
durian, there's like no other countries, and then kelapa sawit, there's Malaysia, Indonesia.
yeah,
Yeah,
we
it's
have
just
all
spread
have our
out.
own resources.
Yeah.
Whereas in Europe, I think it's first of all, I think when you have a higher currency, you have a higher purchasing power, and higher purchasing power means you give. I wouldn't say have a higher chance lah, but you can purchase military stuff in order to look like you have a higher power. And that's when I think people get a bit nervous,
Yeah.
right? Whereas over here, we all can't even afford a fucking kai, right? We all like,
Yeah.
fuck it lah, just buy chicken lah. I rather complain about the vegetable and meat lah, and then not complain about the weapons that my neighbor might have, right?
Yeah. And it's lucky that China is here. So we could
Like big
focus
koko
on
to
them.
look over lah.
Yeah. No, I mean like
Oh,
they're-
to focus our
to focus.
focus on China rather than the
Yeah.
rest lah. Have you? So you never been to China before lah, right?
I mean Hong Kong is part of China.
Ooh.
Ooh.
You know, when you go to, I recently this year I've had the privilege of traveling to all the northern Asian countries. You know, so Japan, Korea, Taiwan, and China.
How Mongolia?
Not yet, but
Oh.
the mainly on the northern eastern side lah.
Uh-huh.
So the first world quote and unquote Asian countries.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and like you can see in Taiwan it's damn charming, you know. Like they don't really have a pure identity. I don't know whether you will feel this like one day you go there. Like I always thought these two things. When I was younger, I know for a fact one day Hong Kong will be part of China. It's just
Yeah.
it's like it is what it is lah. UK already did their thing. They're here to fucking sign a contract. It's to a certain amount of years, and it's either you go back to China or they put up a fight and then they lose. So
And then Portugal will give up Macau.
yeah.
and just fall back.
It's just gonna, and honestly, I think it's better for them. Okay, so my objective was to go to Hong Kong at least once before they become part of China.
Oh, I went to Hong Kong before the China signed the very arbitrary
Oh,
and draconian laws. That
shit.
one before the whole protesting.
Yeah, the protesting. Oh, so you went before that?
I went before that.
How was it? What was your experience like? Speak near the mic.
Everyone was like damn busy, you know, and then very rude also.
Yeah, fucking rude, right?
Like their life is, they don't have the life, you know. It's like so busy in there. They have to
Yeah.
compete with each other. It's such a small, tight place.
yeah, even
have-
in restaurants you can see.
Yeah, they don't have any flexibility to do anything in life. It's like it's almost like that, you know.
They only work, they
Yeah.
eat, they sleep.
Yeah,
And they're fucking rude also because they have been put in a position where they only
yeah.
can eat,
And
work,
if
sleep.
you
lah.
live in like cramped space in like some apartment,
Yeah. Where did how big was the place you stayed in?
oh, it's actually decent. It's
Oh, is
that
it?
big actually. Like this room,
Oh shit, that's quite big, bro.
yeah, that's big.
Oh fuck, you damn lucky lah. But you
Yeah.
didn't stay central Hong Kong lah. You commuted in or what? Or you were lucky to stay in central Hong Kong with that size.
Yeah, I think it's central Hong Kong
Oh shit, man.
because I remember the pier is just like right next door.
Wow, damn. I didn't stay in Hong Kong. I only visited from Shenzhen this year. I only went for a day, and I felt like people had this. So you went before the protest, right?
Yeah.
I went after already, and it's on top of that after pandemic. I tell you, Hong Kong people are so humbled now by the economy because it's so expensive there.
Yeah.
It's so expensive that they are no choice already. They have to be nice to you already because they'd rather go and travel to China. Like as a tourist, if I ask you, hey, Harrelson, you want to go holiday? I'm like, sure, man. Where would you rather go, Hong Kong or China? You're like, which part of China first? Correct or not? You wouldn't
Yeah.
even think of like Hong Kong now.
Yeah, because rural China is it's not even close or comparable to modern part of China. Rural
Yeah.
China is still literally like how to say primitive societies, you know.
Bro. They are still using Changkul and
Yeah.
all that. Oh, bro, it's terrible lah. Okay, but the question is, would you rather still travel there or go to Hong Kong? I think your answer is probably China also because you'll be like, even if I have to go to rural China, I can take the train and then go and check out a city or some shit like that lah, right?
Yeah,
And then I can probably stretch the ringgit lah.
yeah.
So because it's more budget savvy, you'll probably pick China. So now the tourism in Hong Kong is so to the point of desperation. They're actually nice, you know.
Ooh.
You know, as in Hong Kong, I was only there for a day and they were all nice to me.
Wow.
I can see how disgusted they are trying to be nice, you know. They're like, order man. Because they know they cannot be rude. If they're rude, they lose another customer. They'd rather go to China for a holiday. I go to China, bro. I was there for like 3 days only, lah, okay? I was in Shenzhen for 3 days, and 2 of the 3 days is for fucking work, lah, okay? The last day is flying back, already, lah. And I can tell you, every single touch point, everybody damn nice to me. Damn nice. Everything was damn cheap. Food is better than Hong Kong some parts, okay? But that's because you pay the price, lah.
Yeah.
So I felt like when I went to Hong Kong for a day trip, I'm like, I can't wait to go back to Shenzhen, lah. Fuck this, or Guangdong, lah. Because Guangdong food is also damn good. If you look at the trajectory of how Hong Kong is going, bro, just join back China, lah, bro.
Yeah.
They can't do it. And for Taiwan, when I went there this year, just a few weeks ago, I felt like they are on the verge of becoming a new Hong Kong already. They're still very nice people, don't get me wrong. I just feel like alone are very hard. The people aren't thriving. Like over here, right, bro, You're from Seremban, right? You studied in Malacca. Do you think you live a good life?
Yeah, I mean, my life is quite laid back.
Fucking chill, right?
Yeah, chill, damn chill.
Right. Like, honestly, you start work also. How late are you going to work? 8 p.m., 7 p.m.?
Yeah.
How early are you going to go to work? Earliest 8 a.m., 9 a.m. maybe? Generally speaking, you still get to go home. You still get to like be with your girlfriend, your wife, spend time with your family, that type of shit. Over there in main cities like in Taipei, in Hong Kong, bro, these people don't have families anymore. Lah. They are just working, they go back and sleep. That is the majority of their life. Over here, even if you're hustle culture, quote unquote, right, you can just probably like, I'm gonna take a year off lah, or 6 months, go find a more chill job, and
I
then
think
like,
that's like an unfortunate state for developed East Asia, like
Yeah.
Japan, South Korea, Taiwan.
yeah. Do you have any like ultra China families or like pro Singaporean friends, that type of thing?
Probably got lah, but I don't pay much attention.
Okay, so right, I wouldn't say who lah, it's a family member of mine lah, that I'm quite close to lah, right? How many hours are we in the podcast? 3? 4 hours? Okay, so 2 hours 34 minutes. Okay, I don't think my mom's gonna listen now. So my mom and I were in Singapore. Okay, then she was saying, "Wow, see Chinese people so hardworking." I'm like, because Singapore is majority Chinese people, right?
And the
So,
fact that they're kind of forced to be hardworking.
yeah, we gotta talk in a minute, right?
Oh,
But I
yeah.
heard you. So she was saying, see, the old people here also so hardworking,
Yeah.
Are your grandparents still alive?
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, damn hardworking. But imagine if Papa was working. Wow, bro, her face just flipped, bro. She was like, yeah, man,
Yeah.
we live a good life here.
For real.
For real,
For
right?
real.
Right. That's when you know. And when I thought about it, when I said that it was off the cuff, I didn't think about it, right? I'm just like, just imagine like Papa work here. Wow, your face changed, Then I look back, This year, I was in Japan. Same thing. Old people working.
Yeah, the most memorable experience of mine in Hong Kong, right, is the elevator is damn fast.
What the fuck?
For real.
What the fuck?
Like everyone is rushing, even the elevator is like faster. When I came back in KL, I was like,
Slow.
whoa, why is this so slow and chill?
Singapore is the same thing. Japan is the same thing. The
Same thing,
escalator elevators are a lot faster. Yeah. But when I look at it, the first world developed countries are not where I want to be.
Yeah, exactly.
Bro, I don't want to retire in a country like that. Fuck that shit, man. I'd rather retire here in like fucking Tanjung Malim or some
Have you
shit.
seen like Japan, like the restaurants are run by 100 years old people?
Yeah. I know a place. I go to a place for coffee. The guy just passed away. He's like 102.
Wow.
Yeah, he was roasting coffee outside. But it's mad.
They have a high standard of living and they can live such a long life, but I'm not sure if I want to live such a long life just to work.
Yeah. And it's so strange, right? Oh, by the way, Japanese yen all-time low now.
Yeah.
2.8 ringgit for 100 yen.
Yeah, so it's quite cheap to travel there.
Motherfucker. This is cheaper in Singapore, bro. That time when I went, 2018, it's 3.5, It's like almost US dollar. Now, less than Singapore dollar, bro.
Yeah.
Big difference. If you want to travel Japan, best time. But I can see that they're struggling a lot. Because right now, when you look at them and how they operate, right? Like, the perception of going to Japan is very expensive. Like, oh, fuck,
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. You go there, it's cheaper than KL in some places.
I
Tokyo,
remember back then when I was young, the sentiment is like, oh, if you speak Japanese, you're gonna earn a buck, man.
Yeah.
A big buck, man.
Now, I don't think so. I think
Now,
if yeah.
I just stick to English lah.
Yeah, probably lah. I think even working in China is a bit overrated. If you ask me lah. It's like if you work in a Chinese company, even in Malaysia, I don't say China, there's a lot of cultural differences that I don't think a lot of us can accept now. It's quite difficult lah.
Yeah, there's also a controversy back then. I remember when Chinese national came here to work as like a high ranking
Now also
manager,
like that,
they're
bro.
complaining about Malaysians being like very laid back,
Yeah. Right, I had a couple of friends, right, that was working in Lazada and they were earning good money. Good money, Then there was the Alibaba takeover. Bro, immediately I know like all of them left, bro. All of them were like, fuck this shit. Because it's a huge change. And I have a client, I won't say who, that I work with, who is under a different country nationality, I can't even say who lah, that is suddenly flipped. It was if I say it, reveal too much. There was a CEO that was of a different nationality, Western, and then take over Eastern, but not Malaysian. Okay? Suddenly take over, bro, 50% resign. The cultural change is so strong, because it's such a top-down mentality that people immediately feel the difference. And they were like, I don't want to deal with this. It's so weird.
The fact that Malaysians, we have this laid back culture it's more compatible with Western because Western culture have more rights, but not laid back. Not laid back per se, but they have more rights.
Yeah.
And our laid back culture, it kind of
It's quite similar in
similar.
a way, yeah.
But we are not similar with all these Eastern Asia's culture.
No, so far.
Yeah.
Have you never been to Indonesia before, right?
No.
I think if you work with Indonesia, so when I do projects in Indonesia, they're so laid back. But
Well,
when you-
I have a few Indonesian friends. They are very laid back.
very laid back. But when you work with a Singaporean, a bit high strung.
I know the way they spoke.
Yeah. So it's like we're kind of like in the middle
Yeah.
of the two.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think we're in a sweet spot. I feel like a lot of Malaysians don't see that, especially when they try to like blanket statement and like, hey, bro, we're Chinese and we're damn good. I don't know. Like,
Yeah, I hate those sentiments, man.
yeah, I see that a lot because I feel like I've had many conversations in my life. And I told you, right, I don't speak Mandarin and Cantonese,
Yeah.
right? I mean, I understand a little bit, but it's enough to get me to order food to a certain extent. Lah. But I don't like it when people impose that you're Chinese, I don't speak Chinese, that thing.
Yeah.
Then I just like, bro, why have to throw that shit lah? I don't mock you in any way. You just have to
Yeah.
bring that up. So when you have further elaborate conversations as to like, why does it matter? Wow, suddenly, bro, speak Chinese very good one, get good business one. Then you can deal with China. I'm like, bro, I already deal with them.
Without speaking Chinese.
Yeah, and it's enough. It's enough. I don't need any more. And I know a lot of people who are currently leaving the Chinese companies now also lah. It's like this trend lah. They can't deal with it lah. When are you graduating, bro?
Next year, probably.
What month?
I have no idea.
Huh?
I have no idea.
You don't know when you're gonna graduate?
I mean, I would lah. I'm going through next year, but right now I'm just chilling lah. Because still studying. There's still some way to go, so I'm just gonna chill for a bit.
So your law school ends next year lah.
Yeah.
And then after that, are you gonna pursue something else?
It really depends on where life brings me, honestly.
Wow, shit,
I'll keep doing this lah. As like
Your writing.
all the writing and everything, all the analysis and thing.
Wow. I don't know whether you feel excited or you feel confident, bro. I can't tell from the look in your eyes, man.
I don't have any feeling right now.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm like neutral. I don't know how to feel. You know that feeling? I don't know how to feel. I don't know how to feel and I don't know what to feel.
Before I end this podcast, I'm just curious lah. Right? We talk a lot about geopolitical influences. How a lot of countries engage with one another, whether it's negative or positive lah. What's your take on AI and how it's going to change everything?
AI, I mean the chips. Have you seen the chips? The controversy in Malaysia that we are Chinese using Malaysia as like a back gate into accessing the US chip.
Are you fucking serious? China is using us to get
According to American
sources.
Sources lah. According to the America's authorities, they are alleging that we are being used by China as a back gate to use the Nvidia chips.
Wow.
Yeah, and we are actively curbing this problem. And this is one of the key points that was raised during the tariff talks.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I heard Donald Trump's coming to Malaysia, you know?
Yeah, apparently.
End of the year.
Yeah.
He's doing my big ASEAN event also.
Yeah.
So apparently it's like a big hoo-ha thing. It's dependent on when he arrives lah. The reason why I asked you this question, right, is because I watched this video on YouTube. It's this new YouTuber. I don't know what the fuck is the name of the video lah. Basically, you can just search like AI destroys future, that type of thing, right? And it's this black kid. It's like maybe your age, early 20s. He only posted 2 videos on his YouTube channel. The second video is AI will take over the world or some shit like that. And the way he laid it out was easier for me to understand than our topic in Israel and all that lah. Okay, so it's easy to understand. And he was saying how basically now we are in no longer a space race. We are in an AI race.
Yeah.
Right? So it's kind of like the new nuclear weapon, technically. It's just how much are you willing to pour of your natural resources and your money investment into for it to go to the next level. So based on your experience of geopolitical awareness of the world, right? I'm just going to say this scenario and you tell me whether it's realistic. Okay? The US already has a certain AI level that is hidden in their military. Like, I don't know, you all mentioned that military, what's that AI called again?
Palantir.
Okay.
Technology.
So I'm going to assume that China has a similar AI platform, okay? And this is solely based on like generating possible outcomes. And they are giving it not the full front of information, simply because they're scared. Because when AI knows and you give it an objective, it'll do whatever it takes to achieve the objective, whether it's lying, giving you false information, because it's there to achieve the objective. It's very simple. So they're feeding it parts of information while at the same time developing. So both are doing the same thing. I feel the US is in the lead. This is sentiment. I don't know whether this is true. This is what the kid said as well.
Oh, this is really hard to tell because both of them are keeping this really under the
Yeah. Okay, but this is sentiment lah.
yeah, sentiment lah.
Okay, so the sentiment is the US is ahead of the game because you can tell based on consumer AI. Okay, so if the US is developing this, China is probably sending people from China to go to the US undercover.
Yeah,
Probably.
I think that happens pretty much most of the time.
And the US is normally more liberal.
Yeah.
And it's there are more Asians in the US than white people in China lah. So I think it's easier lah, right? So anyway, what the Chinese undercover agents are doing are they are feeding information back to China based on where the US's progress is in terms of AI. Now, because of this, it's neck and neck in a way, but it's just sentiment that the US is ahead lah. Okay, whether it's really ahead or not, a different conversation.
Yeah, it really depends on different groups. This group will have sentiments that US is ahead, and this group that
China is ahead, right? So I'm just based on sentiment. But there'll be a time where both will reach a point where it's danger levels because they're fed enough information for both AI platforms in the US and in China for them to communicate with one another.
Oh, I see where you're going.
Ah.
You mean like they become sentient and then
Yeah.
both of them are their one entity. They don't follow China or the US.
Yeah. That's when the US and China immediately just hit the red button and shut it down. Then they panic. They're like, bro, I think we've gone too far. Right? Because there's no line. We didn't draw a line here. We are fighting a war and we don't know where these guys are going. Because now language models are creating their own language models to create a solution that's faster because our English language or whatever language you implant is it's not efficient enough already. Yeah. They need it to be processed faster in order to use less resources in order to achieve objective. It's very simple. So they reach a point where they're sentient, they connect, and they like immediately shut down. They're like, bro, this is too much. This is when the US and China will come to a peace treaty where they realize that this is the level of AI we can reach.
And then like it's you mean there's like a situation where US and China is gonna be like US and USSR back then during the nuclear proliferation treaty.
Yeah.
To stop building more nuclear weapons.
Yeah, you're like, I think this is time we shake hands and we just say we've reached that limit. And I think this is time we stop with AI already. This is the limit lah. We cannot give them too much already. Okay? So we reach this. So this is scenario 1. Scenario 2 is basically it's too late.
Too late.
AI already connected, they sentient, bioweapon, we die. Probably in less than 24 hours.
I think
Probably less than that. Probably less than half a day lah. Because we've been injected with COVID, the vaccination, right? We don't know what the fuck was in there. We don't even know whether AI was behind the scenes this whole time. Honestly speaking, right? We only know consumer AI. We don't know back-end AI. So chances are probably die in less than 12 hours. So hopefully quick death or peace. What is your take on this?
I think it's gonna be the second one. You know why?
Quick death.
Because there's no threshold to determine that an AI will be too good. And you can, and it's not like building nuclear weapons where you're in a laboratory and stuff like that. You can literally just sit with a computer. So there's like no line to draw there.
So it's the latter lah. You're gonna die real quick lah.
Yeah.
Chances are lah, right?
Chances are lah, but the chances of that happening is still damn low lah. I still think.
You think so?
Yeah. I still have hope and faith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you religious?
Nope.
Oh shit. Parents?
After I look at all this stuff that happening, I'm not religious anymore.
After I watched that video, I realized I maybe, if I'm lucky in this world, I have maybe 3 years.
3 years.
Yeah, 2 to 3 years. And that's being optimistic. Because honestly speaking, right? Do you watch football?
Barely.
Okay, you know Man United, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you know Man United? Who's the new manager now?
No.
Don't know. Okay, his name is Amarim. Okay, I always phrase this back. I was using ChatGPT to find out what's the latest transfer season news with the manager. They mentioned a previous manager. Yeah, so you gave me wrong information.
Oh yeah, the same thing for this also.
See?
Because according, I think ChatGPT, they are not like keeping up to date with everything. You have to ask them to find sources for you, then they will keep up.
Yep. So right now, the question is whether it's legit information or not.
Yeah, there's already like misinformation from that part.
Because they might source, but who the fuck clicks on the source?
Yeah.
They have terms and conditions, but who actually reads terms and conditions? Same shit lah, right? It's too much information, it's too much time in order to process. So if they are already in this trajectory, chances are
Oh, AI is gonna create their own information sphere.
100%. You could create an article in seconds, bro. Why the fuck does it matter even if you click the source?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I was a very positive person because prior to this video I watched, right, I'm like, no, people won't fight one ma. Then I watched that video, I'm like, I can't see an alternative. And when you listen to AI experts that come on different podcasts, right, they have nothing nice to say. They're like, bro, what? How convenient is convenient? Let's say the treaty comes to like America and China goes like, let's not fight. I think we've come to that consensus where AI is AI. We may fight in other ways economically, but this is it lah. Let's draw the line. I doubt they will draw the line.
Yeah, for nuclear, at least it's clear. Like there's war, the nuclear war, and then there's like nuclear power energy facilities.
This one is,
But this one is
intangible.
intangible. Yeah.
It's back end. And not only that, there are people out there who are crazy enough to probably do it again.
Yeah.
You can't stop this.
And that's probably gonna be AI in the future that could be used to create other AIs.
100%. Even right now, when they delete an AI model, right? The AI model actually creates a copy of itself somewhere.
Ooh.
It's the same thing lah. It's AI lah.
I know about
AI is
the
machine
one that
learning lah.
they refuse to shut itself down.
Yeah. And it's willing to give wrong information in order to survive.
Yeah.
Which means it's somewhat sentient because it's on route to achieving its objective. So it'll do whatever it takes. So even if you give it an objective, I think it will create copies of itself in order to not die to achieve the objective, because that's its objective. Whether you exist or not, you are just probably a hindrance to its objective now.
Yeah.
So now, if I was AI and you gave me an objective, I think the hindrance is you, because you gave me this objective and you are now going to shut me down.
Yeah.
So I would probably just end you, and then I can have nobody in my way to create.
Oh my god. Have you seen the latest Mission Impossible?
No, I have not. Is it good?
Yeah, it's almost like something that you're talking about.
Oh, yeah?
There's one single AI entities that's like it's sentient, like it could do everything.
That's why I feel like I need to move out of KL lah.
Too much electronics.
I don't know, man. I think when you live in a city, and I don't even think I live in downtown KL, and
Yeah, no,
lah,
I
right?
don't think so.
Yeah, and I think I need to detach lah. This kind of thing is too much lah. It's like a bit of fear, I don't know how to live with this, man.
Too much technology, you don't like it.
Yeah, no, I mean tech is fine. It's just that when people talk about AI a lot, I don't know, because you haven't started the workforce yet. You haven't joined the workforce yet, and like I've seen a lot of layoffs, man.
Ooh, oh yeah, I've heard about all the layoffs, man.
Quite bad lah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it never really hits you, right, until you know someone who actually gets laid off, right? Because you always think, that's what all big bosses say lah, just to scare you, don't leave the company, that type of thing. And then when you see like mass, like 10K people lay off, then you're like, I don't know anybody there, ma. We have this like lack of urgency when it comes to impending doom,
I think that's actually very, very Malaysian,
No, it's worldwide.
Yeah, true.
Have you seen this movie called Don't Look Up?
Yeah.
Bro.
Is it the very comedic show?
No, it's Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh, I watched that before.
Yeah. There is another movie produced by the Obamas. Have you heard of it?
The Obamas.
Yeah, the Barack and Michelle Obama lah.
Oh, they produced a movie. I've never heard of it.
Bro. I tell you, this movie is the scariest shit ever. And there's no ghost or monster, That's the fucked up part,
Oh, I think a lot of zombie movies show that the real monster is actually
the
not
human.
Yeah, it's the human.
Yeah. And I don't know what the fuck is the movie called, but it stars Julia Roberts. You can search it lah. Julia Roberts, produced by Obama. It's just like 2 years ago only. 3 years maybe. And it was about this Ethan Hawke also. Ethan Hawke and Julia Roberts. Okay. So they're this family who was going to the suburbs for a weekend holiday. Okay. And then they do this Airbnb thing lah, right? Suddenly there's no internet. Suddenly there's no line. Then suddenly they hear a huge crash and the plane crashed. Okay. When the plane crashed, there's a lot of pamphlets that fall out of the plane. And the pamphlets are all in Chinese. So they're like, oh shit, it's a Chinese attack.
Wait, this sounds familiar.
Okay, leave the world behind. Can you just pull that up, if you don't mind? This movie, even talking about it, gives me fucking chills and like my neck, the hair is standing thinking about this, you know.
Oh, I know about this, but I saw the ratings, so I didn't watch it.
Bro, you should watch it lah. It's very realistic lah, I think. So basically, right, these people go to Airbnb and then suddenly one day, this plane crash, everything, then black guy comes with the daughter and they say, this is actually our Airbnb. You mind if we share or not? Then they were like, no, we paid for this Airbnb. You are the owner, but that doesn't mean. He was like, I tell you what lah, I'll give you $10,000 cash right now if you just let me stay for one night to let me figure out my shit. And they were like, what the fuck? And then the dad, Ethan Hawke, he's like, just let them stay lah. Don't you ask them for cash lah. It's their home ma. Then the wife is like, bro, we paid for this Airbnb, okay? Very realistic conversation, by the way. I bet if you had a girlfriend and you're like, no, this is our family. Why would you let another family join us? This is not safe. Right? So, cutscene is the black guy says, look, I got $10,000 cash in that drawer. That I have the key to that drawer. Just let me go to that drawer. I'll take out the cash for you. Okay? I have no weapons. You can pat me down. Then they are so sus, you know, like, why would you need to prove to me? He's like, bro, just let me give you $10,000. Just let me stay for one night, please. They're like, okay, let's go get lah. He goes there, opens the drawer. There's a gun there and $10,000 cash. He takes the $10,000 cash, he closed the drawer, locked it, and gave them the 10,000K, the 10K. And then the father's like, no, you don't need to give it to us. He's like, no, please, I insist. Just let me and my daughter stay here for one night at our own place.
Kind of odd.
Yeah, it's so odd, right? So later on, this black guy is making a lot of phone calls. All right. And then in this movie, basically the wife and the husband and the two kids are like so sus. They're like, what's wrong? Suddenly, this kid, right, starts losing his teeth.
What the hell?
Yeah. And you're like, what the fuck is going on, man? Bro, not just one tooth, it's teeth, you know. Like, can pull out, it's loose now, you know. Then they decide to go to the neighbor and ask for help. They're like, bro, please, I need a first aid kit. Guy takes out his shotgun. He's like, get the fuck off my property right now. Then they're like, bro, we just need some first aid kit. So I don't give a fuck what you want. You're infected. Get off my property. I said, please, I give you $10,000. Just let me have a first aid kit. And he's like, you think money matters in this economy now? Then they find out that the planes have been crashing all over the world, bro. And that's because no radio frequency. Planes cannot land. Planes start flying. Planes start crashing. And then he's like, it's the Koreans, man. He's like, no, it's Chinese. I know how to read. They're like, no, it's Korean. I can read. Then they see news that is Arabic also. There is English also. All these pamphlets are different languages, bro.
What the hell?
So who's in charge? Who's doing all this? Then the black guy was like, actually, right, we have no chance really. I made a few phone calls. Basically, they told me to leave New York ASAP. Then they walk out. New York is on fire.
Oh, sounds interesting actually.
Bro, this
I might watch
shit.
it.
Bro, then they try to leave. Cannot leave. You know why? Because all the automated cars are blocking the main roads. They just start crashing all the Teslas into the main road. So you can't even exit. And if you think about it, right, it's such a possible scenario, bro. Where the fuck are you going to go? You're going to go to fucking PD. You're going to go to Pahang or whatever, to your retreat home now. Bro, when she hits the fan, it's fast, man. Like now we have automated cars. We have Chery. We have fucking Teslas. We have all these fucking e-cars, right? They can easily just link all of it, block the roads. You can't even exit. Bro, today you were jamming coming in.
Yeah.
How are you going to get out, mate? Everybody's trying to get out via car.
Yeah, definitely not city. You cannot get out of city.
Cannot. You're done already. You're trapped already. This movie is so realistic. And the craziest part is produced by Obama's, bro.
Yeah, that's so unexpected.
Yeah. I watched this during the pandemic. You know how fucking scared I was? I'm like, bro.
Is Obama giving us a warning of what's coming next or something?
I think they're giving you a precursor of what could happen. That's the thing. So I feel like when MJ said, hey, you should have this guy on geopolitics, all that, I'm like, oh, quite interesting. That type of thing. Then I think about it. I'm like, actually, is the enemy truly the human now, or is it the AI machine now? Because let's say all goes well also, right? They're still going to take your jobs, right?
Yeah, there's going to be some form of human element involved, definitely. For anything, for any trouble.
Yeah. I don't know lah. I feel like after watching all this shit, there's this fear in me lah. Especially when the year is going so well. I think this year has been going really, really well for me. Just like, I don't know lah. Sometimes when too many good things happen.
Oh, you start to think, right? Yeah. I
Don't
know that
lah.
feeling.
That's why I was wondering, like maybe you feel very indifferent about you graduating because you were also like, maybe life, don't even know what's going to happen.
Yeah. Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think, let's say all goes well, humankind continues, you will go into law, or do you think you would seek for a specific job role?
I honestly have no idea. I can't give you an answer on that.
Shit.
Yeah. There's too many uncertainties. I like something that's certain. When there's too much uncertainties, I will figure it out like on the way lah. On the way to that point, I'll just start figuring it out.
If you don't mind me asking, what's your mom and dad do?
My dad, human resource.
Okay.
Yeah. And my mom is in the education sector.
You never thought of considering joining either of those fields?
No.
Boring.
I think my interest is a bit too niche to and then get confined to those sectors. It's like there's no connection there. And I'm gonna feel like very depressed and trapped.
Yeah. Do you think also, right, by going into a field that you really love, you might learn to hate it too?
Yeah, I think that's possible.
Yeah, that's the thing. You know, I don't know whether I'm not sure whether you listen to this podcast lah, but like a few years back, right, I had this podcast with my ex-boss. And I usually speak to him. He was sort of like my mentor lah, right? And I like the way he had organized himself in order to create this digital ad business. Very like step-driven, process-driven person. I am not that type of guy lah, right?
Yeah.
But I would like to aspire to be that type of person lah, right? And he told me, right, like in life, right, you should just do what you're good at, not what you like.
True.
Yeah, because when you're good at it is when people tend to praise you.
And then you start to like it.
Yeah.
Because of our human nature of
yeah. And it's like, oh shit, man, mind blowing way. And he tells me like, even if you love it so much. Let's say you love food lah, love cooking lah, because you like making people. I tell you, all it takes is one guy to tell you, don't cook it that way.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you just sucks the joy out of it. Sometimes it kind of ruins it. So that's why I was wondering, like, whether you thought of this as well when you wanted to go into it. Whether it crossed your mind.
Because I guess you can say that I have some experience because back then when I was playing some sports, I was into Rubik's Cube, right? Speed cubing.
I saw, bro. Like few seconds you can solve.
Yeah, but the longer I play this sports, right, the longer I kind of hate it already. At the end, I lose interest.
Bro, you know this guy, right? He can even solve the multi-shape cube in seconds. You know, he will take it. They will release the cover. He just observe all the sides, put it down. Then they start the timer. Done. He's that type of guy.
Even though I was one of the former national record holder for one of the events,
What the fuck?
but after that, I stopped to find joy in like breaking records and all that kind of stuff. I was like, where's the joy in this? I was just solving and there's like nothing to explore anymore. And then after that, I just started switching.
Oh, was that before you had this interest in geopolitics?
I think it's simultaneous.
It was like
because that one
overlap.
is more entertaining and this one is like more academic in a way. So I started like both at the same time, simultaneously.
I have something to add on to what my ex-boss had bestowed upon me when it comes to that wisdom. So I don't know. I may not be as informed as you with the geopolitics, but let me just give you this. Okay, so hopefully you can find your way too, right? You know when he says like find something that you are good at, right? And then you start to improve and then people praise you and all that. I am like totally with him on this, right? And normally when you find something that you like and you do it and then you eventually learn to hate it, right? I think you should find something that not only you're good at, right, but you can improve on.
Oh,
you know?
You improve to a certain point, but you can't improve anymore. But
It
took so long that you almost retired already, you know?
Yeah. Because when I heard the Rubik's Cube story, I'm like, there's only so much you can improve. Like milliseconds now only.
Yeah, you're not gonna be like solving in 1 second. If something takes like 1 minute to solve.
Yeah.
That's robotic level already.
And even that one also, like, there's a cap lah.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, there's never gonna be 0.00 minutes or seconds.
So last night I was watching this documentary with my wife on sushi. And it's this new sushi restaurant opened in Tokyo. It's like 2-star Michelin. Impossible to get a table. It's like 1.5K per person, that type of thing. And this guy had like 4 apprentices that were under him. Fucker take 4 years to learn how to wash rice lah, basically, right? And he was saying how like he's an apprentice, so he's like maybe younger than you lah, maybe 19, 20, you know, like while working or started working there 1 year, 2 years, that kind of thing. And he was saying how like the true joy is when Sensei says, good job. That's it, That's all he needs, And my wife was like, oh, these Japanese people fucking crazy. How the fuck they live like that? Then I was thinking, actually, maybe that's what we need, in life. It's this epiphany last night that came to me, right? And I was like, maybe improvement is what people want. Because that's the human nature of us, right? You just want to improve. Now, I think going back to the whole AI thing and going back to this conversation and going back to the job thing, before we end this podcast, I'm very chong hey at this point. Maybe you just need to find something, right, that you're good at, that you can improve on.
Yeah.
But AI robs this away from you,
But being geopolitical analyst, right?
Constant,
I honestly don't feel I'm good at it at all. That's why I keep like reading this, studying that, and then reading all the opinion pieces written by other geopolitical analysts. And I was like, whoa, how did he come up with this idea? I was like, what? I'm like lacking in some part. I don't know where.
But you're keen to want to improve.
Yeah, I have a lot of self-doubt. People said I'm good, but I have a lot of self-doubt whether I'm actually good or they never knew about this, so they thought it's like good lah.
I think the harsh critic is yourself lah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think like people think that, wow, John, actually, right, I don't know how the fuck you talk to so many people in a way. And I'm like, I don't know, I just talk to people. Like, it's not a big deal to me. I just like talking to people. Sometimes it's way out my depth, like earlier today.
Having really high self-awareness is better than none, right?
Yeah, for sure. But sometimes you gotta find that middle ground lah.
Yeah.
You get too harsh, get depressed, then you stop improving. Because that's actually the enemy too, right?
Yeah.
You can't be too cocky.
Yeah, exactly.
Can't be too arrogant, but you can't be too self-diminishing, right?
Yeah.
So finding that middle ground is where actually you are spearheaded in the right direction of improvement. I think you got it, man.
Me?
Like, yeah,
No.
definitely.
I felt like I'm on a too literal
My guy.
extremist spectrum. Sometimes I'm gonna be a little bit cocky, and sometimes I'm gonna be like depressed, all depressed. Like what the hell?
That's
is this?
human nature, man. That's human nature. You gotta feel down to feel up. But I can tell you this: if it's constructive, I think my ability, right, is making information very easy to accept, like for the layman. So I'm kind of like this guy in a cave, and then like people come to my cave, and they're like, "Hey, smart man, tell me how world works." And then you tell me how world works. I'm like, interesting.
Sometimes being too constructive, also people will start to do say some negative stuff. Because
absolutely.
Because when I was doing like constructive geopolitical analysis, right, my tone started to feel like very neutral and not critical of Israel enough, for example. and then you know what they label me? They thought I'm like Zionist,
pro-Israel. Yeah.
When I'm trying to like, so being geopolitical analyst, if you stand in the middle ground, you can see the picture very clearly instead of only standing on one side.
Yeah. But I think it comes with age also, ma. Sometimes it's the delivery rather than the content.
Yeah. Sometimes people doesn't get the context, so they thought I'm like,
it's also strange, right? I've been doing this podcast for like 6 years, right? And then people, when they come on this podcast, right, they like tell me, and I ask you questions, like for example, how this Israel. Honestly, you ask me to reiterate that, I'm like, I honestly process maybe like 25% of what went on. It's so difficult to process this shit. I like terms like Hezbollah, ISIS, all this. I kind of get, but it's really out of depth for me, right?
Yeah.
So you would have to explain to me over and over again. And I can tell you for sure, when this podcast comes out, it's going to be one fucker in the comment section. This interviewer did not do his research. Confirm.
I know.
Confirm.
I know that one.
But how does one get educated without being stupid at one point?
Sometimes I wrote like very detailed, informative stuff, right? But those stuff are the one that doesn't get attractions.
Yeah.
But then people start to like the sentiment stuff that I post because people are guided by sentiments, not by actual information.
Yeah, 100%. It's the feeling.
Yeah, it's the feeling.
It's a human thing, man.
Yeah.
So I can tell you, right, no matter what you do in life, there are going to be people going to hate it, people are going to be loving it. But it's just like, go with the flow lah, bro.
Yeah.
Don't worry, man. And you got like negative shit, you got positive shit. Can't be too cocky, can't be too depressing. Just go middle.
Yeah.
And it will never be fully the other one. But you got a good head on your shoulders, lah, bro. And I can tell you got good intentions, and that's all that matters. You got a good head on your shoulders, you got good intentions, you go far in life. Just don't get cocky, don't get fucking depressed. All's good, man. Take care of your health, love your family. That's all, man.
Yeah,
that's all good. Thanks for coming on the podcast, bro. I appreciate you coming all the way from, was it Surma or Malacca?
Yeah, Surma. But it's an honor, man. It's an honor. Thanks for the invite.
Dude, it's a pleasure to have you on. I'm glad to have you. I can link your Twitter in the description. Just pass me the link.
Sure.
And then if anybody wants to check out Harrelson's Twitter, you can go check it out. you will be up to date. You post every day or what?
No, now I just finished exam, so I'm only gonna start posting now.
Fuck, man. 22. Still doing exams. That's fucking crazy. All right. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to check out Harrelson's Twitter page. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.